Guilty on all charges. Today, the Derek Chauvin murder trial came to an end. Well, the Derek Chauvin trial for the murder of George Floyd came to an end with a verdict deliberated for 10 hours and came to a unanimous verdict of guilty on all charges. Obviously, today, when you're watching this, at the earliest, is Thursday, the 22nd, but today is Tuesday, the 20th, when we're recording this. And all I can say is it's one victory amongst a million atrocities, but today we can breathe a little bit easier and have a little bit more hope than we did even at 3 p.m. today. So, guilty on all charges. Darius, you want to take this?
Sure. And I really like the way that you phrased it because that's what I felt. I felt like I could breathe. I felt relief. I felt myself holding my breath. And when they said guilty, when the judge said guilty, very audibly, in the middle of the street, mind you, just a very, I don't know how long I'd been holding my breath. I guess ever since I heard that they were coming back with the verdict today. So however many hours that was, but I felt like I'd been holding my breath that entire time. I'm, again, like you said, a hope because this is one step on a very long road, very long journey that we still have yet to go. I know that there were some people that were happy, and I can't say that I'm happy, but I'm relieved, and that's just, I guess, my first thing. So when coming home, because I was en route home when I heard this, a woman came out of her house with like a pot and like a wooden spoon, and she's just like banging on it. And if I'm being honest, in that moment, she made me angry, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's because for me, it's like, what is there to celebrate?
Yeah,
George Floyd is still dead. And yes, this man is going to jail, but there's still so much more that needs to be done. This is not the time to party. This is the time to put in the work. This is the time that we take our collective breath, we take our collective sigh, and then we get to work because there's more to do. And I am happy that the jury came to the right conclusion. In my eyes, I'm happy that they didn't drag it out, have us wondering that there wasn't any discussion amongst them as to whether or not, well, maybe there was some doubt, maybe he didn't mean, there was no discussion. They were like, okay, let's come to this decision, let's do what we have to do, and they came back with the right decision. I was surprised that it was guilty on all counts. I don't know if anybody else felt the same way. I definitely thought it was going to be 2 out of the 3 counts, but not guilty on all counts. And the fact that there were multiple anchors said that there were no jury notes, that they weren't trying to ask about the definitions for different things, what each charge meant. They seemed pretty certain and pretty convinced on their decisions. And so again, relieved, not happy. So all the people partying, something about partying because somebody's going to jail, that feels disgusting to me. But relieved, we'll take today to breathe and get back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I can certainly echo your sentiments there. I know I got a text from my boyfriend at some point, and he's like, people are out, celebrating like they're happy. And he's like, you could immediately see that there was this tension that was just lifted off the city. And like you said, you could take a moment to breathe. Like, justice actually prevailed this time. The system did not fail us. And, we actually got a resolution. But question to you guys, what do you think the next step should be, in taking reform and changing the way that things are so that this does not happen again?
that's a heavy one.
Yeah,
Shayne's ready. Shayne looks ready.
I'm trying not to be the first one to talk. I gotta wait till everyone goes.
Tati, what about you?
I say that's a little difficult for me to answer because I don't really know what it would take. Like, I don't know what would be better to do versus another action, whether it be like more accountability, whether it be, some type of reform that, is agreed upon. I just don't have enough information to say that I would know what needs to be done, although I do know something needs to be done because, I mean, I understand people, being a little upset that somebody would celebrate, but I don't think they're celebrating because someone is going to jail. I think they're celebrating because they really thought they didn't have a chance at justice working for them in their favor, and that's the problem, is that we all so clearly knew what happened that day. It was very, well documented, and we were still afraid that it wasn't going to work out, where justice was just going to, do what justice do, like make sure that the criminal goes to jail, because there was no reason for something like that to have happened. And the arguments that were coming out were like crazy, but still, like Darius said, I did feel like I could breathe once I found out that he was guilty of all 3 charges. Like, still, even after all the evidence, we were still like that. So I get it, and I do agree, though, there is so much more work to do. Now, as far as what work needs to be done, I would hope for some more accountability on the cops' part, so that there's at least a responsibility to make sure that they don't want to go through, dealing with the consequences of abusing their power.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just in shock that it turned out this way. Like, obviously, this is what we're all wishing for, but I, in my soul of souls, didn't actually think the right thing would be the result. I thought, well, this is not going to happen. People will become more outraged, and we're just going to have like all hell will break loose in the streets, and then more people are going to die, and then maybe after that they'll give us a little bit more to work with to get us to stop being so pissed off. But to get the actual result that's desired is just so surprising. I do agree that like celebrating hardcore, like this is not time to like rave or anything, it's like George Floyd is still dead. Nothing can be undone there, and no amount of a verdict or justice towards this guy is actually going to bring him back. So it's what's done is done. You can't fix that. I'd say like part of what should happen is maybe like retroactive action. So like, what about all the other cases where people brought stuff up and nothing happened? Like, those should be revisited despite double jeopardy. But yeah, I don't know, like we should probably move forward, but at the same time, not quite sure what the right result is, because you want justice for everyone that's gone through this, that died unnecessarily. But the amount of like time and effort that might take could be really consuming. And then also you like want to build a better version of whatever policing is or whatever neighborhoods need, then like have to spend so much time on that. So yeah, I'm also at a loss for what's next, but I'm happy with the results.
Right.
I think that was a good point to make, though, that, maybe we should be looking back at some of the things that have happened previously and, maybe seeing what we can do about them, but also using those as a learning example. Like, this is what went wrong here. This is what we need to fix, and using those to make the changes that we want to see going forward.
But I guess my question is, sorry to cut you off, Sheyne.
No, you're good.
If like you said, looking back and using those as learning experiences, I do agree. What if we go back and looking at everything, what if we learn that nothing was done wrong? It's just the views of the people that were on the jury at the time, or the views of the people in charge at the time. Maybe nothing was done wrong. Maybe it was prosecuted well. Maybe it was, maybe all this stuff did happen and it just was a different result. I think that all of us can agree that the prosecution did what we would all consider a very good job, masterful job, of proving their case. But we were still worried because at the end of the day, it wasn't in their hands. It was in the hands of 12 people, 12, ordinary American people. And I guess our fear stems from the fact that we believe that in the American consciousness, that people are still going to elevate whiteness and police higher than they're going to elevate the life of a man that was clearly murdered, for all to see, and that was broadcast for all to see. So I don't know if this necessarily speaks to the American consciousness or the American psyche, but it is relieving for me to know that there are at least some people out there who see the value in life regardless of color. And sorry, go ahead, Sheyne.
No, thank you. I would say that saying I like to say sometimes in the show, systemic versus Band-Aid, might apply here in the sense of not to call this verdict a Band-Aid, even though in many ways it is. I almost feel like they let us get this one because I oddly had hope. My gut told me he'd be found guilty, like you said, Darius, on at least 2 to 3 charges. All 3, I was shocked. But I had a feeling he would be found guilty. But I also know that the officer who killed Dante won't be found guilty. I also know the officer who killed Adam Toledo won't be found guilty. I just know it in my gut. I feel like this is that one, and it's like, oh, be good with the scraps, and that hurts, and that's why it's like I can kind of understand people. Like I did at one point after the shock set in of like, oh my god, all 3. I did applaud, so I kind of understand the person with the pots because that's become a thing since quarantine for the doctors, for when Biden was declared the winner, and today, and it's almost like those 3 huge events of the last year and change are now resolved to a certain extent. There's some sense of closure. Granted, we still have to see what the sentencing is. Yes, the other 3 officers who I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in their homes when they saw this today, still have to stand trial come August. But it is quite good that after having a president for 4 years who talked about how there were good people on both sides and defended white superiority and supremacy and that mindset of white colonialism, colonization for 4 years and plus that, to now a president who called the family, who waited his turn for the jury to be sequestered to speak openly to the press about his thoughts on the trial, and who called to celebrate with the family in a tame celebration, but in one of just shared relief, and who was working on systemic change. Now, we can argue, and we won't at this moment, or at least I'm not, for a change, all the ins and outs of like who's added to what bad part and what not in the White House and elsewhere throughout the decades, but at least it's being spoken of. Do I think systemic change is going to come right now? Not with who, Maxine Waters spoke out, and the judge said it could be grounds for, what do you call
Censure?
it? Not censure, when you,
Mistrial?
oh what?
Mistrial?
No. Well, he asked for a mistrial, the lawyer, and she denied it. When you go back and you try to challenge the outcome, I'm blanking right now. An appeal.
Appeal?
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like it could be grounds for an appeal, and then the Republicans are trying to, I guess a censure for Maxine Waters. Meanwhile, they had all these people they defended who instigated an insurrection. So I just don't feel systemic change is going to happen with the political climate, but at least it's being spoken about at the highest levels. At least there was humanity shown from the Oval Office to the family, who at the end of the day, like you've all said, doesn't take away the fact that someone's not with us anymore, and there are many someones who are not with us anymore. And if you were to look back at trials from the past, what struck me when you said that, Ashley, was the fact that Emmett Till's family,
Yes.
I believe, was in the same room with George Floyd's family. And he was the first of note in the sense of like known far and wide. Definitely not the first in general. And how many decades ago was that? And but at least now there's even some kind of feeling of relief for his family and all the ones in between. Now, what are they going to do with Brown's killers? What are they going to do with Dante and all these other, and Adam and all these other people? And we could just go on and on and on in this list. And it took 9 minutes and 29 seconds of irrefutable, undeniable video and audio evidence to wait 11 months for this. The system's broken. Can we go back and change it? No. Can we go back necessarily, like you said, double jeopardy, Rebecca? No. Probably not. But that just shows how broken the law system is and how it has to start from the top. The conversation's at the top. I'm thankful for that. I don't have much faith for it getting much past that because of the current political climate. But I would say systemic change and overhaul of our entire legal system that was built to protect some populations and to oppress others is really at the heart of this. For a day the cops are running scared, I am afraid of the repercussions of it. They were getting ready for rioting all over. They were boarding up because BLM and Antifa might get violent. But what can we board up? Not to single you out, Darius, but what can Darius and other black people and brown people and marginalized communities board up? They can't board themselves up because the possible retaliation that I'm sure will come in some form from those who think they're fighting for their blue lives in response to this terrifies me. I don't know.
If it would have turned out a different way, if I'm being honest, and I'm not one for the rioting, I believe in peaceful protests, obviously, but the level of anger and disappointment that I would have felt had this gone another way, I'll just say it, I can't guarantee that I might not have been somebody out there looking to smash something because of just how frustrated. There's no other way to get that rage out, and that's just what I'll call it. It's a deep embedded rage, and there would have been no other way for me to think about expressing that rage without. I don't, like I said, I don't know what I would have done, and I don't want to sit and speculate on it too long. But I know the rage that was kind of lying underneath all the tension that I felt. So to be able to breathe, I guess, and I guess that's why it was so deep and just so relaxing. Like I felt very tired afterwards, even because that rage. I just don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I'd be sitting here with you guys right now if it would have turned out a different way.
And I
But you
imagine
might have broken a window, but you wouldn't have crushed someone's
that window right there.
Well,
With a
you might have
candle.
broken your own things. You might have let it out on an object, but the reality is you have the right to be that angry, and I highly doubt you would have hurt a person. Just imagine being in your right mind with none of this building up rage, just in a normal day, murdering someone and thinking that's the right choice. It's entirely different. Yeah. I don't care about a smashed window.
I actually, real quick, once I heard the verdict was coming, and even a little bit before that, I was like, I was thinking, if it came down today, and if it's what most of us, even though I had some kind of faith, expected to happen, which was not what happened, the text or the call to you, Darius, would be we cannot do this show tonight, because how are you?
Yeah.
And I'm very glad that was a call I did not have to make.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have had the same sentiments as you, because even Michigan State was prepared. I think they sent out a state of emergency.
You mean Minnesota?
That.
The other end.
The other one.
Manitoba.
They sent out a state of emergency because they assumed that the whole state would be in an uproar together, and you would just see this eruption of rage from everyone. And instead we get to breathe, and I'm thankful for that.
And it's amazing how that's the word that comes up.
Though, you know what I mean? It's a little shady.
I do want to say, it's both horrible yet appropriate is the fact that the word that keeps coming up is breathe.
Yeah.
And just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to try to just segue into a new thing, because we can say as many things we need to, but talking about, like you said, Darius, the prioritization of white society and police over others, and yet today, and I sent this to you all, the coroner's report came back, the autopsy for one of the Capitol police officers who did try to combat the insurrectionists, who was attacked and sprayed and died the next day. And now the coroner has found that everything is natural causes, and he had 2 strokes apparently, and it now pretty much precludes the possibility for murder charges to be filed against the insurrectionists who beat him. And it just goes to show, like, here's a white cop who usually is at the very tippy top of the priority of the system. And it just, maybe I'm reading into it, just seems shady that these trumpets and insurrectionists and rightists and white supremacists now won't face the full extent of charges that they could have, even though a white cop is dead.
Why wouldn't they want to put those people in jail, though? Like, what do you think is the motivation to keep them out of jail?
I think
because they're not protecting the system.
They're protecting the people who were part of Trump's little army.
Yeah. And
it's the Republican. I mean, isn't it the Republican Party? So this is a political thing. I would say that they would probably try to make sure that they didn't get in too much trouble for defending the Republican Party.
Which, granted, coroners are supposed to be, the medical examiner is probably the proper term, being as DC, should be free of bias and political affiliation in what they do, and maybe the actual cause of death is 2 strokes, but not to the same extent of George Floyd.
But there's nothing natural about it.
Exactly. Why did that happen?
A stroke is natural, but typically there's stuff that leads up to that stroke.
Right.
The intense stress of being beaten by multiple people.
Getting
right.
That
can be a stroke.
Yeah.
And then having strokes, like just does not.
It just contributing factors. Which is not as blatant as 9 minutes and 29 seconds of having your body weight on the man's neck, but it is weird and very America for that to come out on the same day as this verdict, where it's the same systemic problem, not the same systemic problem, but they're cousins, they're siblings of each other.
Yeah.
That sense of white entitlement and superiority, and
the politics behind it as well.
Yeah, and
that's the reason why I don't like the whole justice system, because it just seems more politics than anything else. It doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong. It just depends on who has the winning hand at that moment.
Right.
A lot of the time,
So Adam Toledo. So police officers were responding to a shot, and there is video camera footage of him running down a street or an alley. And the police officer was pursuing Adam Toledo. At some point, he does tell him to put his hands up and turn around, and then he is shot. So
after complying.
So the question that is going around now is, was he holding a gun or not? The police department tweeted the picture of the gun on the ground with the little crime scene tent or whatever.
Why would they tweet that?
So first off, why would they tweet it? Secondly, did they place that?
Right.
Or did he actually have a gun? So
it doesn't prove anything, and that just
it doesn't.
It's so tacky for an investigation to be on Twitter. Like what? That's just how old are you?
Well, that's what they did with Dante.
With
Dante, the next day they released the body cam, and they never do that. Nowadays, police think if they have the smoking gun, they're just going to put it all out there. So
and people are going to side with them, but that's not always the case, because there's always someone
humanizing,
looking at the footage saying this is not right. One, for us to see. Two, it's damaging to the families, because as much as I want to know what happened to my family member, seeing it is a completely different thing. It's something that stays with you, and in someone's final moments, that's not how you want to remember them.
There's also
it's also damaging to the case, because you can't be, you can't be a juror if you've seen any of the evidence.
From the information that they keep on. I mean, it happens with bigger cases as well too. That does seem to be a problem. That's why usually they'll go out of state in those cases, so that they're not in the same area as.
How do you escape Twitter? It seems kind of shady.
You just get a bunch of boomers.
I don't understand why they would post that, but also on the body cam footage, the police officer was heard calling an ambulance and trying to. Yeah,
he was like, "You okay, buddy? You okay? You okay?" Which is more than.
Shot him.
Was a person that he was running, right? Wasn't he running?
He was running. He stopped.
he stopped and then
And he put his hands up.
Yeah. And
After
that's
being
right.
told, put your hands up,
See,
he puts
this
them
is
up.
the part that
bang.
I
They
don't understand.
say in one of his hands he was holding a gun. In my head, I'm like, how do you know that that's not a phone?
And even so, his
But if you put your hands up, it
like,
should be
you
empty
don't
hands.
shoot them
Like,
still. You
Not
tell them to drop.
necessarily.
The next step after seeing if there's a
You're
weapon
running,
or something in their hand, you
put
tell
your
them
hands
to
up.
drop whatever is in their
It's
hand.
so easy to like.
I don't
You
see
know?
I don't see anything in his hand in the still image. Granted, it's a very grainy body cam,
It is.
but and it's
It
got to
is.
go through all the refinement of analysis and whatnot. There is a wide shot. There's a wide cam from like a surveillance camera pointed right at that fence. 'Cause it's like those old like Heathcliff cartoons where it's a wooden gate, a gap, then like an empty field where the kids play ball, and then more of the wooden gate. And where the gun is in the photo they tweeted is on the other side of that gate, like in the middle. So what I'm thinking is that, like, say where Vegas is where the gate begins. Here is where the gate begins, but there's this gap. Is because he was standing very close to this. I think they're gonna say that he took it out, threw it like on the other side as he was going up, and the cop will say that he had it like this before, and that's when he shot.
And he thought that he was going to pull it
That
out.
he was gonna
Right.
pull it fully. I don't know.
The lawyer that the family called for did say that he possibly did have the gun on him at one point. But whether or not they know when he, disclosed
rid of
it.
it.
Well, he was with his
Exactly.
older relative, I believe, who was arrested, I believe, after the fact. Who,
I think it was a 15-year-old that was with him.
yeah, I mean, older, which is sad that it's that 15
Right.
years old is older than a kid who's not with us
It's like,
anymore.
what are they doing at night? I'm not blaming them for any of this, but like, what are they doing in the middle of the night running around with guns?
Well, so apparently that was the whole reason that the cop was out there, because they were responding to a shot.
Yeah, which
So
they
now
may have
my
been.
question also is, what happened? Like, were they just playing with a gun and it just went off?
Like, I would like to, I think obviously it's tragic for someone that age to die, but I definitely would want to know and be able to see more of exactly what happened, because there's so many factors to this, like, person has a weapon or doesn't, and it's dark, it's hard to see, and they might have just fired off a shot. Like, was the report that they shot someone? It was an accidental shot. Like, there's just so much more information.
Yeah.
Which
so
is why they shouldn't
are-
be tweeting out first day. Give it
So
a
that,
chance.
it's so funny that you say that they shouldn't be tweeting out, and then they're also now telling people to reserve their judgment because we don't have all the facts. But yet you were so ready to
Yep.
display all the facts
Right.
Yep.
Right.
that you
Yeah.
had.
It's just so tacky, and it doesn't make them look good, and it doesn't help anything
They
at all.
should. First off, I get that we're in a tech age where everyone wants to put everything on the internet, videos, pictures. Police officers should not be posting crime scene photos.
Yeah.
Flat out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Facts.
Yep.
I'm just very
Seems like that
surprised
should
we're
be
also
101.
seeing all the body cam footage, because that really shouldn't be something that we see, even though it's something that we want to see sometimes. We want to know what happened. We want to be able to, form our own judgments and opinions, but a lot of this just shouldn't be available for people to see.
We want to think our police system is ran by people who
With
have
common sense.
like intelligence and can discern the proper time and place of things. And at least in the instance of Dante Wright and Adam Toledo, they don't understand timing, procedure, or just taste by releasing this stuff so quickly.
But they should just have procedures in place where, like, that's not even an option or anything they could think about. Because you can't rely on human intelligence. Like, people are stupid. People do dumb things.
Yeah.
But if there's a rule, I think it's just like with technology, like all the social media stuff being so fresh for these companies and stuff. Because, like, I guess being a police officer is kind of like being part of a company, somewhat, organization. Like, they just don't know the rules. And when they're in this kind of like agitated state of being accused of being pieces
They
of shit
wanna
and stuff,
be the
like, they
person.
want to fix their image, and they should just not, whoever's running their social media, if they have someone, should just like not.
It's like with
the
Trump
law.
and all of his tweets, someone just should take the phone away.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just, you don't post crime scenes.
Yeah.
Like, maybe post photos of you helping the community and doing community service, and like Helping an old lady cross the street. Don't post the gun on the floor. It's just this isn't Law and Order.
In all fairness, I'm pretty sure they do post that stuff, but we actually don't pay attention. We don't pay attention to it.
We don't.
That's all that should, exactly. Like,
because it's not clickbait.
Like public service announcements only. That is always supposed to be.
I agree. Like, okay, there was a shot fired in like this neighborhood. Beware.
See something, say something. Yes.
They should be like the Citizen app. It's like, be careful, shit's going down over here. Instead, it's like, we planted a tree and then we killed a teenager.
So there was actually after I moved into this apartment, there was a bomb threat at the World Trade Center, and I was like, oh yeah, that's
every day.
Right there. And I'm like, just, looking over there, like, what's going on, guys? Like, it is a little paranoid. The paranoia, something.
No, that's why, like, I used to work in Times Square, and there'd be bomb scares in the building I was in, the Paramount building, like, once a month, a couple times a month sometimes, and you just have to get used to it and ignore it, because, it's nice to see, like, the firemen in the building and stuff, like, that's always good stuff.
Did you just say summer?
What?
Did anyone catch you? She went one summer. It was very Fran Drescher of you.
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes. I thought it was like a Fran Drescher moment.
I don't know what comes out of my mouth when I'm talking about firemen, but
you want some of that?
But she knows what wants to go in.
But yeah, you have to like get it out of your head because when you have like Citizen app and stuff like that, it's always like, oh, someone on the next block is like throwing orange juice at people and pointing a gun, and you're just like, what? What are you doing? You gotta go.
Either that, or you get notification. Sheyne is by a recent crime that just happened.
Covered in mayonnaise. It's always something weird.
I'm not big Ed.
There's an accident that just happened by Sheyne's house.
I was in an Anthrax scare once. I got shut down at my old job for Anthrax. This is right. I was working at ABC at One Life to Live, and this was right.
That was the One Life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh no.
But no, it was right after. All the newsrooms had gotten the Anthrax mailed to them, and I'm actually the one who called it in because we get all this fan mail, and we go through it first in the production office. This is like 2003, maybe, and all of a sudden there's this liquid that smells horrendous coming out and all over my hands. And we were told, basically, if you get any mail like that, you need to, like, basically, like they say in the West Wing, with the White House, crash the building. So we have procedures. You immediately call security, and security shuts the building down. Done. No one in.
Anthrax isn't a powder?
It is a powder, but other people were getting some poison in liquid form as well. So they didn't know if they had liquefied it or if it was something else. They called it an anthrax scare, but it was like, I think that was like the general term that was being used by security at that time. It was like those kinds of procedures.
What was it, and were you okay after?
I was fine. After 3 or 4 hours of like the NYPD coming and me and a few other people right next to me being isolated from the rest of the staff.
And shitting bricks.
It was a really horrendous smelling dish soap detergent.
We want to know the color, the consistency. Was it viscous?
Did
it get stuck on your hands
soap.
for a long time? Was it like sticky where you do like this and it was like gooey?
It was soap. It was some. They said it was some kind of dishwashing fluid.
And what was the letter? Like, what did it say? It's like, your show is too
I didn't
dirty.
open it until the police opened it, and it was basically like, I forget which couple they were talking about, but I think it was probably one of the bad guys with some guy like, you guys are fucking filthy. Jesus will punish you. You guys have to wash yourselves. You know how soap fans are.
Okay.
And it was just like, you sons of bitches.
Soap fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Duh, should have known better.
Exactly.
You should know your Tide from your Downy and your Dial and
apparently it was odd though, and it was like, I mean, I wasn't overly worried about it because I figured it was something stupid. They were like, anything that comes in that's any kind of substance like that, we have to take it seriously because people died in other newsrooms. So it was like,
you found the one soap that smelled bad.
What's that?
You found the one soap that smelled bad.
I
Sorry,
did.
I had to interrupt to say that. That was really important.
Wait, what'd you say, Ashley?
I I was gonna say, at least, you like followed procedure. You actually did what, because I know there are tons of people that would be like, this is nothing, and would have tossed it, and it could have been something serious.
My bosses were mad at me, though. They're like, you interrupted production for nothing. And I was like, you guys are assholes.
In the event that it was something...
Just like how the Mets almost banned me from Citi Field a few years ago for the same fucking thing. Do you know that story about the bomb story at Citi Field?
No, but do tell.
Real quick.
Time.
Real quick. This is, I think, 2015 or 2016. My ex and I are going to the game, and you've all, I think, well, most of us probably been to Citi Field. I know Tati and I have been to Citi Field. Ashley and I don't know about the other two. Anyway, so
I've been to Citi Field.
You go through the bag check.
I've been.
Oh, so you all know. So you go through bag. There's like layers. There's like different. So bag check, wand, ticket, turnstile in the rotunda. So I was ahead of my ex at the time, and I got wanded, scanned, walked through. Just as she's going up to the wand, all of a sudden, big explosion in the rotunda. And this was maybe 2 or 3 weeks after Ariana Grande, I believe, the concert.
Oh.
So it was kind of like, and I just remember feeling all this glass hit because I had shorts on, hit my leg, my face, my arm, and I just stopped. And for a split second, I go, okay, well, I'm still, in my head, I'm like, well, I'm still alive. And I turn around, and I look at my, she's like, and I'm just like, go home, because we lived together still at the time. I was like, just go home. Go home. Because all of a sudden, people are crying. One woman got glass in her eyes, smoke everywhere, all this shit. And immediately they brought out the bomb-sniffing dogs. But the security at Citi Field said, everyone go to your seats. They didn't offer medical assistance to the people. Like this one woman had glass all up in her eyes. Some people were scratched up. I had some scratching, but nothing bad. And it was like, and me and a couple of people were like, are you fucking serious? Like we got up to up the escalators, and we're like, if one of us has a bomb, a second one, they just sent the bomber to inside the stadium and started shutting down the rotunda. And all they did was send the people like my ex, who was at the rotunda, to the other gates to get in. Ain't nothing stopping the Wilpons from having money. They're not the owners anymore, thank Christ. So I was like trying to find out what was going on and whatnot, so I ended up tweeting about it. The Daily News finds the tweet, because I hashtagged everything, called me up, and they're like, we got our reporters there, will you meet with one of them? So I met with one reporter. Another news agency called me. I did a phone interview. Turned out it had rained earlier, and they had those lights in the bottom on the floor. The light short-circuited and exploded. Oh. It was ultimately nothing. But I was like, what? God forbid it was something. You just sent everyone to inside the stadium. You didn't shut anything down.
At least if they knew that, they could have explained that to you.
Video or pictures of you on the news talking to people.
Well, they didn't like it, and so I was told by the Mets that if I make further trouble, they will ban me from the stadium for life.
What the shit?
Oh man, they sound like James Dolan in the Knicks.
Right? I feel like I wish I was Spike Lee. Fuck, love that man. But yeah, I was just like, it doesn't. I don't understand when people don't take things that could be serious. I know after the fact things look like an overreaction. I get it, but I'd rather have an overreaction than like. And also, this one woman literally had blood coming from her eyes, and she had to go find medical assistance.
They should have communicated. They probably knew it was like a light, and they should have said it to you all.
They should have,
that it's a terrorist attack because you live in New York City.
Well, I would have put something on the loudspeaker like, hey, like, it's not a threat. This is what happened. If you need medical attention, go here. If not, go to your seats.
Uh-huh. And one of the reporters knew that and explained it to me. And I was like, I'm happy for that, but it still doesn't change the fact that their response was atrocious.
Absolutely.
Hot mess.
Anyway, those are my two stories for the night.
Sid, are you going to get in trouble right now for saying that now?
Steve Cohen's the owner, and I love you. I love you, Uncle Steve. You could be my daddy.
You know what?
Into the camera.
Why don't we make sure that Steve sees this clip and make sure not to do
Daddy
something like
Steve.
that?
Yeah, make sure you apologize. But also, it's like, you see,
What is his name? Is Steve?
by employees. Like that's
He's
what
actually
people
very
like
nice.
too.
He interacts with a lot of people on Twitter, which I think is.
Isn't like Steve supposed to be the name for like the nicest people, like the nicest guys, and usually means Steve? I think there was like a poll about that.
I thought that
Yeah.
name was
Nice
Darius.
guys are named.
Darius. Darius is the nicest man on earth.
Well, they're definitely not named Sheyne.
And the nicest person is Tatiana.
Oh, I mean, I knows it.
And the worst person is...
Not
Rebecca.
on the internet. Like I'd be starting some arguments on the internet.
Oh, do you?
I've seen a little bit and I like it.
See the little
I need to pay more attention. Then I
My
need to be watching
arguments on the
Tati's
internet because I
page.
just get bored, and I mean, people say stupid shit. So
Oh, you're
No, but you
one of
sound
those
like a
people?
sassy
Oh, I'm
one-liner,
watching,
and
I'm
it's
watching
just
your page all the time.
like,
Oh, what when
Oh.
Tati like posts the pictures like.
Oh no, none of those. Those are my nicer moments.
Her thirst trap.
Oh, wow,
Wait,
Darius. I take
What's
it
that?
That's what
back.
you called it the last time.
Did you say the thirst trap?
Her thirst trap pictures.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that her
so
name?
We're gonna make it,
it's true. They are
I
thirst
got you.
traps, and I'm all for it.
I mean, I didn't even know there was a word to describe them that way. I thought it was just a word to describe them.
Like
So
you
if you
literally
guys
could not
don't-
post too many.
If you guys don't follow Tatiana,
Wait, does she want this information out there?
or the cheat, I'm not gonna put her.
There's traps a few
I wouldn't do
times.
that.
You're like, if you don't follow her,
At some
find
point-
her.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
okay, so if you don't follow her, you're missing out, is what I should say.
I'm sure at
Just
some point
the
people will figure out
shirt
who
will
we are.
tell you what kind of content I got. The shirt
Is that a banana split?
Did
I
you see
mean-
the Tater shirt I found?
I loved it.
So
It really
perfect.
did.
It was a potato, and I was like, Tater, done.
Yes.
So now I associate you with potatoes.
I mean, it's a thing, I guess.
I would name a dog potato. I like that name, and I also love
Ooh.
potatoes. It's like the best food. You can just it'll save you from it'll save you if you're Irish.
Potatoes.
I've been addicted to.
I love it when you make the same joke.
Arby's frozen French fries, the curly fries.
Wait. The what?
Addicted to the Arby's seasoned curly fries.
They are
No.
some good fries. I will go.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
think I've ever
you-
had them.
You guys have seen an Arby's?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
I
one
get them in the
on.
supermarket.
No. There's one on Fort. No, it's near Port Authority. I think it's on
Yes.
39.
It's one of those things like Dairy Queen.
There was also one on 23rd and Park, I think.
There used to be an Arby's near like West 4th and 6th Avenue by the basketball courts and IFC and whatnot, but that closed.
Well,
There's
But
like
there's
There used to be an
There's
Arby's downtown Brooklyn as well, but that closed.
there used to be an
That was
Arby's.
a while
That's what
back.
I'm hearing. I ain't never seen an
I
Arby's.
don't know if they're still there since COVID, but there was one on 23rd
yeah,
near Park.
yes.
The fries are good, but
The
it's
fries are banging. But they got the meats.
They're like the modern day like Roy Rogers. I feel like. Anybody old enough for
Roy
Roy
Rogers.
Rogers? Do you
I
remember
remember
that?
Roy Rogers.
Yeah. Going cross
He
country,
doesn't
you'll
drink.
still find them. I'm like, oh shit, Roy
Yeah, you will.
Rogers.
And it's good. I like Roy Rogers.
I've had Roy Rogers, I think, once.
Never.
That's the isn't that the name of like grenadine and soda? Grenadine, like
It is now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
Roy
a
Rogers.
Just
It's kind of Roy
Captain.
Rogers.
I'm looking this up.
I have no
It's
idea.
like a hero in a comic.
It is a non-alcoholic mixed drink with cola and
And
grenadine
grenadine.
syrup.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
And
know your
garnish
shit.
with a maraschino
Damn,
cherry.
Tater.
But it's not alcoholic, so it's not like she's drinking
Darius.
hard.
It's like
I-
a Shirley Temple.
It's a mocktail.
Get that special soda.
There's a screen grab.
Special.
There's a thumbnail right there.
Organic ginger ale.
Oh.
Okay,
A
so
slice of lime.
circling back to
Whoa.
our
Yeah.
intended programming that is a little less light. We've had a variety of mass shootings happen on the 15th
Yeah.
of April.
We had Pensacola, Florida, Washington, D.C., and the FedEx facility in Indianapolis, and then today at a grocery store in Long Island.
Are any of these like related?
No,
No.
they're all completely separate. So we'll start with FedEx. So it started off with Brandon Hull, and back in, I think it was March of 2020, his mother actually reported to the police that he had a gun. It was a shotgun, and that he mentioned wanting to use it and wanting to do suicide by cop because that's how he wanted to go out. So she made a report was filed. In July and September of 2020, somehow he got a gun legally. Okay? Legally was able to get guns
So
after
after there's a known police report about him.
filed of him, mentally not being, there and having weapons. So then on April 15th, after being fired from FedEx for not showing up to work, he went in.
He shows up to work to kill everybody. That's when he decides to show up.
It was like the perfect moment. He was like, I've been waiting for this probably.
Apparently so.
Something to just be pissed off about.
Well,
just a
so
moment to be pissed off.
he killed 8 people, I believe, and then injured a few others, and then went home and shot himself.
Oh.
Okay, so he left his mom out of it, and no police were there to kill him.
Yeah, he actually didn't die the way that he set out, I guess.
And I guess he got bored, or there weren't that many people in the post office, or whatever.
Probably got scared at the reality that he was going to get shot by cops and have to do it himself.
Can you imagine what it's like to be that parent and how often that happens? Where I need help, my child out of control. She did everything right.
She did everything right. She went to the police. She made a report, and somehow he was still able. I can't get past that fact because we had such strict
all
laws.
of the time. It happens
and
all the time.
Prevents regular people from getting them, and then you have people like him who clearly should not have had one.
This is what I think everyone's talking about, though, when it comes to just background check these people. What the heck? I mean,
but they have to do background checks, don't they? They have to fill out a piece of paper and they have to answer questions.
Not thorough.
There's a lot of loopholes, I think, depending on what state you're in, because there's no federal law for guns. I think that's just state by state. So it all depends on how lenient the state wants to be.
And it being Indiana, Mike Pence's old state.
Oh,
I feel like there's a fly around here. I don't know.
That's his lover.
I mean, this is a thing on the chat. Quoting from what I said in chat, we've spoken about this ad nauseum in other episodes. What more can we really say?
Yeah.
But sending our love to the people who no longer have their loved ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's tragic.
Absolutely. So
Wait,
the
Tater,
other
what?
two, Tater.
I was going to say, no, so this was definitely a mental health situation with the specific shooter. I wanted to know about the other two. Were they struggling as well, or was it in any way related to anything?
It wasn't related, but Pensacola was a multiple shooting at Oakwood Terrace apartment. So apparently dark vehicle pulled up, multiple people got out and just started firing into a group outside of the building. So about 4 to 6 people were shot.
No rhyme or reason, no.
Isn't that terrorism? Isn't that like the
Definition
of terrorism?
That sounds gang
If they're
to me.
white, it's probably not going to be called terrorism if they were white.
It sounds like a drive-by. It sounds like an intended hit. Apparently the group was collected outside of the building, so maybe it was a gang outside of the building and another gang walking up in.
I've been through them and I've witnessed them growing up in the projects, and that almost sounds like
exactly.
Exactly.
I think I haven't
Case
heard
book,
stuff.
bookcase.
That's like early 90s stuff.
They're bringing it back.
The 90s is hip again, so clearly.
I remember growing up in Brooklyn in the 90s. It was rough. It was not nice.
Rebecca looks like Roller Girl, so.
Oh my god. Think about it. It's like clothes that come back.
You've never seen Boogie Nights?
I still haven't watched it, but that's.
I would love to be a roller girl.
You look a little bit like Roller Girl today, only minus you have brunette. You're brunette, but.
You have.
And I have clothes on.
No, she didn't know. She was mostly in rollerblades with clothes on. Roller skates.
I would like to be a roller girl.
I would love to do
That's
the
her
one
name.
where they like elbow people.
Push them down. Yeah. Are you
I would love to do that.
What's the point though? You have to be the last with the ball, or the one that passes the.
You have to hit them in the balls.
Okay.
And they're lady balls.
Yeah.
It's like you have to like get around the rink more times than everybody else.
So is it like Quidditch? Quidditch?
Quidditch is more like lacrosse.
Segue to the next topic.
Yeah, that's
segue to the.
Oh, okay. So
I was picking up what you put down, Sheyne. I feel you.
Yeah. So about said Quidditch.
I mean, it's better than the luck of the draw thing.
I was like, what kind of sport is that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I was like, what is Sheyne trying to get here?
I'm still thinking about the meats or whatever. It's like it's got the meats.
Okay, so there have been rumors and little rumblings that we could be getting a new Harry Potter movie, and there might be a confirmation of that coming soon, with a possible release date in 2023.
Possible what?
We know she meant release. Okay. That's not what you said.
What did I say?
Possible release.
Release day.
I'll ski.
We don't need no S's. We don't need S's in this podcast.
And that's her name, the Relite. The Relite.
Release date? Gosh.
Elite.
We're gonna have to play that back.
I should think. Cue the slow-mo replay.
Possible release date in 2023. Possible release date.
That was fun. It'll all make sense on Thursday.
Again, rumblings, release date. God, don't hate on me.
She can't take it. Shit.
You got her all flustered. So wait, Ashley, thank you for the intro here. The transition.
What?
Yeah, thanks.
Is it going to be a movie or a series? Like, what does it seem like?
They are saying a little bit of both. So we heard earlier on that there was going to be a live action TV show on HBO Max. But now there are other rumblings that it might...
I'm deeply confused. Isn't Harry Potter, like, when it's a movie already kind of... Why did they have to say live action? It's
don't ask me. It definitely said live action like 5 times.
Stupid. It makes me think of, like, Disney on Ice. Like, that's, like, live action to me. Someone dressed in, like, a furry costume.
They're saying it could be the Cursed Child, and we might get to see that.
Okay.
Oh, the poster you showed, where it's like 18 years later or something like that.
Right.
Did any of you see that on Broadway?
I did.
I didn't.
The Cursed Child?
Was it good?
I saw it in one day. It's actually in 2 pieces. It's really long.
Isn't it like 4 hours? How many? 4 hours altogether or 4 hours a piece?
I think it's 3 hours a piece.
No bathroom breaks.
I remember it being long, and I want to see it.
It's like 2 and some change each.
How many Justice Leagues is it?
Just one, the long one.
0.5.
But I saw it in one day, so they put one at the beginning of the day. They give you time to have dinner in between, and then they have you come back.
That's kind of cool.
They give you 2 hours in between to go have dinner, and then they have you come back. Or you can watch it on 2 different days.
2 hours isn't enough in Times Square.
It was a lot to do in one day, so I would recommend you doing it on separate days. Just because I was a little tired afterwards. But I thought it was good. So one comment there is that they casted Hermione as a black girl, which I was like, yeah. And now they're saying that if they do bring the Cursed Child to, TV or to theaters, that they might keep that. So with that said, J.K. Rowling is like, look, when I wrote the books, I didn't necessarily give her a skin color. So it's very possible that Hermione actually may be recast, and as a result, we might actually see all of them get recast.
It'd make more sense just to recast them all. It's either going to have the original cast get
Yeah,
older
they're
and
gonna
redo the script, because you can't make them look like little kids anymore. It's just going to be weird.
Well, it's them as
Daniel
adults,
Radcliffe.
though. It's them.
Well, no,
It's
so
like
the
their
Cursed Child
kids,
is
right?
when they're adults.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't read the Harry Potter books.
I didn't read the Harry Potter books either, but Chris
Here come
Child.
the paper towel.
It's just to cover the wine.
Sheyne.
Calm
I
down.
was like, please don't do the gesturing or whatever it's gonna be
See,
today.
When Harry was a young boy,
No,
he was a folded up paper towel. And then he grew like the banana on Tater's shirt.
No.
Oh God.
And Ron Weasley was like, I love you, Hermione. And she's like, fuck off. He's like, but I love you. And she's like, all right, come here. And then they like folded in together like the paper towels. And they shot out a little child.
Whole English accent. You can take a baby carrot and you put it in between your teeth and you try to talk around it.
Well,
Oh.
that's what I was doing watching
Yeah.
Prince Philip's funeral. I was like,
It
oh.
was part of my practice when I was doing a play where we had to have like old school English accents, and it was hilarious because we all had little baby carrots in our mouths, and we're like, "Oh, you look like gross."
I have a question. Did you switch out the baby carrots at any point?
You
Or
just
was
eat
it
them
like-
and then when you went in. You could also just put your finger, but this just gets weirder and weirder the more you explain it. But she was like a older woman explaining it to us, and she was great. Good times.
So my question to you guys is, how would you guys feel about a recast, or just recasting Hermione?
Do it all or
want
nothing.
I want to see it just so that people lose. I just want to see how people lose their minds when they do it. I am here for the collective outrage. Like, no, she's supposed to be white. I just want to sit back, have my
There's
popcorn
no
as people.
black.
How many times have they casted a white woman or man in a character that is notoriously something else?
Mm-hmm.
Go sit a show for one.
Like all the
Oh yeah.
Asian.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I'm just still stuck on the Zoe Saldana being freaking Nina Simone.
Ugh.
Anything can happen. I'm so angry about that for the rest of
That
my
was
life.
awful.
I didn't watch it. I'm so angry because I love Nina Simone.
I didn't watch it either.
I will say I'm a firm believer that if the ethnicity or religion or specifics have a role to play with the character's character, then it should stay true to that. But
Right.
I
agree there.
haven't read the book, so I could be mistaken. But from what I gauge, and if J.K. Rowling's saying that, granted, she says a lot of shit, and she can kind of fuck off on a lot of that shit. But I mean, let's the elephant in the room, the way she views trans issues, but that's not worth speaking about. But if she says she didn't write it that way, then so fucking be it. Like, you know, I mean, now take something like, you know, Dumbledore's sexuality does play a part in the Fantastic Beasts movies, whereas they didn't in the original films, but she said this is what he is, and she made it play a role later on, you know, and that becomes something true to the character. Granted, you have a heterosexual actor playing that, and we can discuss where the line is for casting actors who are true to the character and where actor begins. Yeah, it's yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that's the whole point of acting. Like, you don't have to be gay to be a gay actor.
Yeah, but then it's
Yeah.
also like, what about
You-
transition? It's complicated.
Yeah, it does get iffy.
But if Hermione doesn't have, if her being white doesn't matter, like, I mean, hell, I know her hair was a
doesn't
point of
matter.
contention in the story, and that could be
Right.
any girl of any color.
With unkempt, crazy hair.
But I don't want
Right,
to see a
right.
new Hermione with old characters. I don't want that at all. I don't like that shit. For me, if it's not Emma, whatever her name is, Watson, then it shouldn't be Daniel Radcliffe or I need Money Grint. You know.
Okay, so my,
All old or all new, that's it.
Yeah.
my next
Yeah.
question to you is,
Yeah.
would it be smart for them to recast it, or would you actually like to see the old crew come back
Old
in
crew.
and still look
I
kind
want
of
to see the
young?
Old
old
crew.
crew because I watched the movies.
But do they fit the age?
They do now. It's been 15 years.
They're old, like us.
I mean, granted, they look better than they did in the last movie, in the last scene. Fix that continuity, because they put on fat suits, and they were like, oh, they're going to look like Sheyne when they get older, and in reality, they look like Darius.
After quarantine, though, you never know.
Yeah,
But
that's
they're
true.
magical. They can't get COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck J.K. Rowling, though, dude.
Okay, well.
Well, what do you
on the
want? What do you want,
topic-
Ashley? You're a big Harry Potter fan. Do you want the
I said
originals?
fuck J.K. Rowling, though.
Oh,
I mean, in
I'm-
all seriousness. I mean, I do watch the movies. I've watched them. I like them. I mean, so fuck her. But if they use, if they, decide to cast someone else or anything, I would have enjoyed it either way because that didn't matter to me. But she ruined it.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
if she
I'm not
just fucking ruined
caught
it.
up with what she said, and I usually like want to like really like read it all before I
Yeah.
decide what side of things I'm on. Like I can see some of what she's saying from what I saw in one tweet, but then I saw the rest. I'm like, oh yeah, other people get periods. Okay, cool. But I was just surprised that there was an appetite for any of her like Harry Potter stuff, just given how pissed off people seem to be at her right now.
But I think
I'm surprised that it was
Harry
coming
Potter
out.
is
Fans are going to be
something.
fans.
Right. People are going to separate the work from the person. A la R. Kelly to bring it, call back.
Back to the first
Or Woody
episode, I
Allen.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, Woody Allen, Bill Cosby. I will watch
Mel
the Cosby
Gibson.
Show forever. But
To be honest, I just want a whole new cast. I think that'll be
Yeah.
better. I think the role should be played by older people, like in their 40s.
But wait, are they supposed to be in their 40s or in their 30s? In the
They're supposed to be adults with children who are grown.
Yeah, but they are adults now.
Yeah. I would
With
say
children who are grown.
Wait, but how old?
I don't think-
how old?
Then why are they
their
called a
kids supposed to
child?
be
I
in-
think. Well,
because
no, they're
isn't-
not like
isn't-
children. I think they're.
Their youngest son is like what,
15,
13?
right?
I was gonna say 13.
They
That's
are that
possible.
age now.
Yeah.
Ashley, you have to accept the fact that you're getting old.
They can be aged a little bit and still it would look believable. With a little bit of makeup, you could cause a little more
But
wrinkles so that you can.
that's what I didn't like about that last bit in the last
That
movie.
was terrible.
Yes, I hate when they age people by like adding lines and makeup. Like I just would like someone who looks the part.
Or better
it
makeup,
got-
right? Like if they did a better
Yeah.
I'm like better makeup would usually solve that. If it's bad,
But-
it's bad.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
Benjamin
whenever
Button.
I see someone who's played like an older person and like they start the movie young and then you see them transition and you see the makeup and how like ridiculous it is. It always looks ridiculous. Like
Nowadays, though, actually, they do the backwards thing where the person's older and then they like CGI Arnold Schwarzenegger's face on himself, and he's like the young Terminator thing. And
mhm.
Are you talking about that Gemini man with?
No, the term.
Oh,
That's
Gemini
All right.
Man too.
Ashley, assuming this gets made, it's going to be at earliest in the next year. He's
I
gonna.
said 2023.
Oh, so 2
they can
years from
pull
now.
up their eyes
Well, 23
every day, iPads for you.
But 23, 23
What
release
does?
or shooting? Probably
Release.
release. So let's say they shoot 2022. Daniel Radcliffe will be 32. Harry in the book is 38.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
It's
there's.
not that much. It really isn't that much a
It
difference.
feels-
Much.
It feels
Yeah, you
like
give him a little salt and pepper hair, and there you go.
Because you think of
Do
him
you
as
really
being
think
like
we're gonna look
12.
that haggard after 5 years. You're gonna look the same. You're gonna look the same.
I'm gonna still be babyface for life, so I'm not really worried about it.
I mean-
Oh, so she's saying just the rest of us are gonna look like that
yeah.
in 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Ashley has seen pictures of me from like 12, like 10 years ago, and she's like, "Ooh."
Anything in the blood of virgins, so
I'm purifying
Is that
myself
why
as
your
one
shirt's
Lake
red?
Minnetonka.
yeah, it's from blood, just like
Would you like some
Just like
pancakes,
what's
Darius?
like Lil
Would
Nas's
love some
shoes.
pancakes.
Oh, bring those shoes out.
We're gonna call the shirts versus the blouses.
I've ordered 6 pairs.
6 pairs.
He's
Just
not gonna
for-
age
one
that
for
much in
every
6
day of the
years.
week that you go outside.
He's gonna look the same at 38 as he does now. You're thinking of him like he's 15 still, and
I
you're
know,
holding on
and
to that.
Yeah, I remember he was
I
like
just-
naked on a horse on the stage.
Oh,
and
God.
doing all that.
And
Is that what
Rupert
he
Grint
said?
still
Is
looks
that
the
gonna be
same.
The new Harry Potter.
Well, so that's my concern is that they do look the same. They look the same ages, and
Not
it
Neville.
made
It's called
Neville
money.
looks fine. Okay, let's go back to Neville. Have I?
So basically, Ashley's saying
Neville?
recast everyone but Neville.
Recast it with
With
Neville.
Neville.
Yeah.
Neville actually looked like he grew up.
Oh,
though.
see,
That's
there it
what I'm
is.
saying, like,
Thinking with her crotch and not thinking with her mind.
Neville looks a little too good to be Neville. You need to.
Yeah,
I
recast
agree.
hashtag
Oh,
recast
he's not
Neville.
believable as Neville anymore. I mean, he's
Would you believe that a man like that is clumsy?
Yeah,
Well, Neville wasn't clumsy at the
if
end.
he's an actor.
At the end of the books, Neville wasn't clumsy anymore.
This
Neville,
is true. This is
Yeah,
true.
he killed
Because
Nagila.
again, He grew
Come
up
around.
and he became like.
That's
he sure did. He sure did grow up.
He killed the hot Asian girl at the end of the last movie, so it's like
I
Yeah, he
mean,
did.
some sacrifices have to be made.
no. It was weird watching like the last fucking shitty Beast movie, and it's like, oh, she becomes the snake. Okay.
Oh,
Wait, I don't like any of the
Are you watching the
beasts.
second? The
I'm
second
so
one,
The second one,
Fantastical Beast.
yeah, like the Asian
I didn't like
character.
any of those.
Well, the Asian character, you know, the Asian character becomes Nagila, whatever the fuck the
Are
snake's
you
name
going
is.
to take out your...
Spoilers.
You're spoiling
Yeah,
it.
stop.
Sorry.
She hasn't seen anything
Sorry,
yet.
it's not good. It's not good.
I don't do spoilers. I don't want to know who's a snake.
Yeah, I didn't know any of
I'm
that,
so
but
sorry.
Oh, well,
but
I thought those
Sorry.
were kids' movies. So those are real Harry Potter movies. I thought they were like based on the rides.
where's Tati going?
She's got to pee again.
Also, I just covered.
Wait.
All right, let's talk shit about. Oh, look, there, her dog's moving.
She's good.
That poor
Was it
dog.
body break again?
Uh-huh.
Is this the part where I get to
She
shove
just-
potato chips in my mouth
Wait,
again?
do you think she can hear us? Is her headphones in? Do you think we can talk shit about her and do Oblivious Tati?
Oblivious
Oblivious
Tati.
She had her.
It'd be weird if she
Wait,
had her-
listen.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you
Everyone's like, "Are you gonna hear anything?"
like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Now it's muted. Oh, can't we mute her?
Oh.
She muted herself.
I can't.
She muted herself.
I can't.
She can still hear us though.
If you wouldn't have said anything, we would never
You
have.
would never have noticed.
Yep.
So,
Well, I'm glad I noticed because now I can cut it out of the episode because that's embarrassing.
right. Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
glad to notice this. If we can get to 100 subscribers with this episode, we'll post this part, right, Tati? Sure.
All right, 100 subscribers on what platform?
Any of them.
I'ma go.
Fuck.
on any. Wait, how many do we have on Instagram?
53.
Followers.
That's not bad.
I need more foot confidence before I can be.
I have a lot of good confidence.
I need to have my feet soaked in tea tree oil and covered in prayers.
I have
before
11
that could even be
toes,
close
though.
to happening.
That might be a thing, though. You might have a niche there with 11 toes.
Yep.
Are they webbed? You got the little web toes? Maybe people are into that.
That's so wrong.
Do you have the one toe that's like longer than the big toe and it's like
Get
this?
the little quack, 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 quack.
No.
Oh god.
My
I was gonna
toes-
say, are you gonna show us our feet?
I thought he was
wanna-
going to
you
show
wanna
us.
see him?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can do
No.
this.
We're
in
gonna go
real-
like
No,
Don't
don't
need to
do it.
veto us,
Don't do
baby.
it. You're gonna fall.
Target.
Troll foot, troll
Oh.
foot, troll foot.
Yes.
Oh,
And then he kicks the
I mean,
mic.
it's really blurry and pale and kind of yellow, but
It's because of the light.
dirty.
Everybody
Oh,
show
yeah?
their.
So it would have like soot on it.
Should we all?
For some reason, that's
Look at that flexibility and
We're gonna start an OnlyFans with feet.
pain.
Come on, Tati. It's either this or the P. It's this or the P.
So I cannot.
What are you talking about? All of our cameras are like up here.
I can't.
I didn't lick my
toe.
toe.
Yeah.
Oh, you lick your toe?
I
So-
froze right in
Well,
time.
since Tati didn't show her feet, she hasn't let us hear her pee. So
Ooh. So one of my boyfriend's friends or one of my boyfriend's cousins can actually pick his leg up and it'd be like right here. It's the weirdest thing, but like
I
we were
hope he's a
playing
bottom.
cards. I have no idea.
I can't.
We were playing cards and all of a sudden he just made a joke and he was like, yeah, and then he just lifted his foot up and I was like, the
Hello?
Now I have to know how far I can get. I have
Do you
to
hear me?
test it myself.
he just like flipped it up like it was
No,
nothing.
okay.
There you go.
Let's go, Darius.
No, the other way, the
but
other
I
way,
don't
the other
want
way.
to.
hello.
Now
Is
I
it
won't be
me
able
you're
to
looking
move tomorrow.
for?
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow.
Wait.
Like, yeah, but now I can't move this side. Now this
No,
whole
it was literally this motion. It wasn't like a struggle to like meet your face like that.
Look, you know what?
I can smell my toe.
The fact that I could do
That's
that.
good.
Bex, I'll give you $50
Whatever
to
age
bite
I'm
one of your toenails off and spit it at the camera.
That is
During
She said-
this,
she
or
said-
just
Right
like
now.
regular?
No,
On camera.
She's saving that for her OnlyFans.
Sorry, I'll do that for OnlyFans. Like
Nah.
Darius, my manager Darius
I
has
keep it too
said.
much for OnlyFans. You're showing your face doing all that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I want $2,000 to be doing
Just
all
like
that.
clip your toes. You know.
Yeah, I honestly,
toe.
actually, knowing my feet, you couldn't pay me to bite one of my toenails. I don't want to.
Yo, what's wrong with your feet?
I don't know. I just don't like feet. I think feet and ears are weird.
Ears?
I agree.
Ears?
I never thought about ears. But
Ears?
feet are weird.
You don't like getting
Like,
your
I
ears
need
kissed and
to,
licked?
like, tucking my hair and all
Nibbled on?
that. It's just, the ears are gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ears are very gross. I bit one of my ex's ears once, and I highly regretted
Oh,
it afterwards.
crazy.
No,
Mike Tyson'd him? You
like you know how you like
That's
nibble.
your
on
listen,
someone's
motherfucker.
Mike
I'm gonna bite
Tyson
you.
is your nickname.
No, I
Why
don't
do you
know.
regret it? Like, 'cause
Like,
you-
come here, babies.
You hurt them, or because it was disgusting?
No, because it was disgusting.
It was
I
Because
ear-
most
That
people
is like
don't
the
clean the inner part of their ear.
Oh, so he didn't use Q-tips, basically.
No.
How did you bite the inside? You mean like this bit that was?
Yeah, like I bit the like
the Dumbo wing was dirty. Just
Yes.
the tip.
Amateurs. You guys are amateurs.
Dumbo wing. The Dumbo wing.
You guys are
I
amateurs.
love it.
All right, so
That's gross. Wait. Sheyne, what type of wine are we drinking tonight? Because
The
I had
same
wine
as
earlier,
always.
but I decided not to do anything else before this meeting, so I could be crispy clean.
Happy
Do I have to bleep that
420
now,
to
too?
Everyone, though, I just want to say. Oh wait, are we recording this? Because I want people to know that I'm happy that it's Happy 420.
I love 420.
And it's Taco
my nephew's
Tuesday.
birthday. I forgot to send him a present.
Taco Tuesday.
so
Oh,
does she need to
yes.
repeat it or?
Please, I don't want
I don't
to
know.
keep cutting things.
Oh, wait.
Wait, what?
Wait, I have a
We're
couple.
not
Oh,
recording?
so we've
As he burst into the mic.
Is that what we're
I
saying?
don't want to keep cutting things.
Oh, did I burp? No, right?
No, it was
I
me.
don't know if I held
She doesn't even know. She's like, it could be.
Let's check herself. All right, so are you ready?
We've been. Oh, this is all going to be in the episode. After we talk about the
okay.
feet, everything.
This has been recording. Okay.
Yeah, no, he said like this a while ago.
Yeah, he noticed. I was like,
We've been,
It wasn't me. I didn't burp. If it was a burp, it was
No.
it was
Sheyne.
me.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, I didn't feel it. You know, sometimes if you'll just hear noises or something, you're just like, was it?
What, you
was
just
it?
smell something
Yeah,
and you're
like
like,
when-
is that me?
When someone's peeing.
And then you just look at the cats or the dog.
Yeah, right, Tati?
Was it you?
Who killed
You
Sarah?
little
Yo, Who Killed Sarah was like the best shit I've seen on Netflix recently.
Oh,
Just saying.
really? Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. But-
Someone else literally told me that like 3 hours ago that I should watch it. So
Like it was like bad, good, bad.
okay, on a scale of 1 to Tater's dog looking out the window.
Stop. You
He's ready
can't
to
compare
get
to this little
down.
On
fucker.
a scale of Tater's tea to her dog
He was
looking out the
looking-
window.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of sex in it and mystery, and you can't figure out what's going on. I wouldn't say it's super smart, but like I just feel like the Spanish telenovela has been elevated. So I give it like an 8, but I watched it all in one day. But I was really hungover, so
how many episodes?
pretty.
There's a surprise. So that could have been a
like
Tuesday,
12.
a Thursday,
Is
or
it
a
like
Saturday.
is it like the typical telenovela that like it goes really quick in time? Like it'll be like the next episode. It's like, oh, the baby that just got born is like now 12 years old.
No, they do like a lot of flashbacks. So it kind of just starts in the middle of things, and they do some flashbacks, but you can't really figure out. Like none of the characters seem wholly good, and it's shot pretty nicely. And yeah, you
I
can't
will
figure
say-
out who killed Sarah.
I will say, my stepmother is like addicted to those, and you get. I mean, there are some really incredibly crazy, not real stuff that happens, but it's entertaining.
No, yeah, this one didn't seem like they were like jumping through reality where it's like, no, matas a Ana, Susana, whatever, you know, like it's not one of those, like, but
It's,
no, it was like,
I just think that it's like one of the typical, I think, things that would happen in a telenovela that from like the many that I used to watch with my stepdad was amnesia. They really love it, like any way that you can get it.
yeah, I would fake that with my little brother and I'd chase him around the house with a knife. I'm like, I don't know who I am. I gotta kill you.
It's always that.
I
Soap operas.
blame Thalia and all these other people.
Okay, so in the spirit of killing your family, dun dun dun. No.
You know what? I've come to expect exactly that kind of transition from you.
Okay.
I am not surprised.
I was actually going to segue into Game of Thrones.
Oh wow.
Oh, about the petition?
Brother loving.
That was intense.
Can I just say for the record,
It was
and I know I'm
incest.
going to get a lot of backlash from the 3 people that watch this, but if I was Jamie, I can't really blame him. Look, Cersei's hot.
Wait, what?
Cersei's hot.
That's his twin sister.
Cersei's hot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is
She's
the
kryptonite.
section where I'm lost because
Hold
I don't know
on.
who you guys are talking
All
about.
right.
Oh,
Serious?
you know what? Next week we're going to do a segment. Top
Boy and girl
5 hot people
Are in
from
love with
Game
each
of
other and have
Thrones.
sex. That's
Wait,
what
say
Sheyne's saying.
Next
We're
week,
talking about-
next
yeah,
week,
they-
it could be a minor guest star or a lead character. Top 5 people you want to bang from Game of Thrones. Tatiana,
Oh.
shut up. We already know you're number 1. Reveal it next week.
Why do we always have to bang everyone? Can't we just take them out for coffee?
No, I like the
Like
banging.
Luke Cage.
You mean like the Starbucks
You gotta
coffee
do
that
the
was
Game
on
of Thrones
Daenerys'
style.
table in season 7?
Coffee
8?
like Luke Cage.
You gotta do a Game of Thrones. You gotta do them and then behead them or something.
Okay.
I'm gonna start
I'm gonna read
watching
him a book.
I'm gonna have to start watching Game of Thrones, and then
You have
I'm gonna get,
1 week.
No, I'm not gonna watch the whole.
1 week to watch all the Game of Thrones.
So
I'm gonna-
you're not
you guys-
working. You're not going
You
to have
guys
a
should
life.
ask me every week about my reaction. Like I'll watch a certain whatever.
God, Darren, I wish you and I could get
First
together so we can
episode.
record
There's
that.
8 seasons, about 10.
There's 7 good ones and then a really bad.
How many episodes?
There's
are
6
like
good.
season
There's 6
one?
good ones.
Just
There's
watch
60
the
good
first
episodes.
season.
7
I think
pretty good
season 1
episodes.
was longer than the rest of them.
No, it was still
Watch
10.
the first
It was still
season
10.
and decide.
1 through 6
Then
are all
you'll
10
have to watch it anymore
episodes.
if you don't
I'll
like
watch.
it.
I'll watch the first season.
I would say after
Watch the
probably
first
the
season.
first season, you're gonna want to watch it. Is that
Yeah,
Yeah, the first
That's
season's
what
slow, but
Once you get to the end, you're going to want to know, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what happened.
yeah. You don't even know what's
The
happening.
end is pretty
You're, like,
bad, though.
smacked in the
But
face.
Darius,
I don't want to be left out of
don't
these
get
combos.
excited for the landing. Matt, you know how good Endgame was for the Avengers?
The landing?
Yes.
The exact
How the end
opposite
of
of that was the series finale of Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
So I just
okay,
don't.
got
I
it.
don't want to say. It's like Last Skywalker levels of shit.
Oh no.
Okay, so circling back, apparently Game of
Disappointed
Thrones tweeted winter is coming,
Who said this?
which Game of Thrones tweeted winter is coming. So of course the internet went and everybody was like, "Oh my
The
god."
prequel. It's the prequel. It's the prequel.
No, actually it's not. So apparently it's their 10th anniversary on April 17th because that's when the first episode aired.
3 days ago.
And
5 days
10
ago for airing.
years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Don't you want to watch a 10-year-old show?
I'll old. Anywho.
It's good. It's still good. So apparently the fans were like, "Oh my god, does this mean that we're getting a season 8 remake?" Which of course that was shut down. very
I wish.
quickly.
Of course not. They already made their money off it.
Sheyne led the charge, and they're like, "We're gonna ban you from all Game of Thrones rides from here on out. You're not allowed at the amusement park anymore."
I don't
Sheyne.
do rides.
You're just banned from
I
everything now.
the only ride I want to get on is the Cersei Lannister ride.
Ew.
No, she is hot.
Look, I'm
about
Jamie.
Alexia Cara?
Look at me. I have no arm.
We'll take it on that. Let's
Take
get
it
Cara.
out of the
We had no
context
hand.
of Game of Thrones.
It's
You
no
had no
hand, not
hand?
no arm.
Look at me.
No
I'm
hand.
Jamie Lannister.
Oh, yeah.
I fuck my
No.
sister.
This isn't gonna age well.
This is so inappropriate.
Hang on. Wait.
This makes me feel better about the endings I don't remember.
Okay, so someone tweeted, "If HBO wants me to watch a Game of Thrones spinoff, I want a personal apology for season 8, 12-point font, double space, no funny business on the margins."
No funny,
Was that you?
no funny business on the margins was wait, what kind of threat was that? I feel threatened.
Someone else said, "I want every 432 minutes I wasted watching season 8 removed from my memory bank."
Wow.
God, I
Oh.
wish.
God, it's not that horrible.
It is.
I wasn't talking
It
about
is.
it, but
Not
Darius, take off your headphones for a minute.
No spoilers.
That shit was fucking horrendous, Rebecca. You know it was.
Yeah.
You know how they ruined Daenerys. But
He
she's
needs to
my
suffer the way
queen.
we've suffered.
She's my queen. She killed all this. No.
No.
Like she killed all those people. She's my queen. She's my queen. And then like Worm Tongue, whatever fucking Green Worm, he's like, you cannot speak. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna pick the next king real quick though. Oh wait.
No, I don't think you should say stuff like that.
It's like who has the best story? Not Bran. Okay, come on. Okay.
It's really not fair to say stuff like that about Darius when he can't even hear you. Like,
That's not, I was legit like, are they doing another Oblivious Darius segment?
Well, I guess you'll have to wait to find out.
Oh, Darius.
That sounds like an ashy transition.
He's peeing on camera.
Okay, well, slight transition. So obviously we know Emilia Clarke, Daenerys Targaryen, Mother of Dragons, and every other terminology that she uses as her title. She is actually going to be joining the MCU.
Oh, as what?
Oh, is she?
Yep. So we all know
I'm
Peter Dinklage is obviously part of Thor. Then we had
Infinity
Kit
War.
Harington. Wait, what?
He was Infinity War, not Thor, but yeah, same thing. He worked with Thor.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say, in Infinity War, the whole
The
theater
Marvel
cracked up.
Cinematic Universe.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't
The
have
Marvel-
my hat on, just my geek glasses.
Marvel
and it wasn't
Cinematic
okay.
Universe.
Did this happen in everyone else's theater?
MC. Okay.
I didn't know that Marvel was making cinema. I thought it was more like movies,
That's true.
even though it's having.
But when Peter Dinklage showed up in Avengers Infinity War, did the rest of your theater crack up too? 'Cause it was like, oh look, he's a little person who's 25 feet tall, and then he's got a weird voice about like, Thor! And it's just like, it's fucking Tyrion. Stop. And the whole theater, like, they were into it until he showed up.
Oh my god.
And then it was like,
I thought it was like the idea of it was like funny and playful, but it was like rock badass. But I wasn't like laughing at him or cackling. I was just like, oh shit, he's gonna get a
I
new
wasn't
thing.
either, but the whole
Yeah,
theater
I
was
wasn't-
like,
I wasn't laughing at him either. Where did you watch it?
oh, at iPick movie theater down on Fulton Street. You know, the one that has the little like pods and like that.
Yeah, I
Like
remember that.
everyone was cracking the fuck up. I didn't laugh. I thought I got it. I mean,
Do you want to hear something funny? When I watched Infinity Wars, I actually couldn't hear out of one ear. We had just come back from Florida, and I had so much water that was still in there.
did you have to get surgery for that too?
No, so they had to get me the little headsets that they give
Bionic
people.
woman.
You had the clothes.
I had the little headsets, and what's even funnier is that the speaker that was right next to us was out, so they couldn't hear anything. I was the only one that could hear anything that was going on.
Misery
which was
loves
great.
company.
But yeah. Circling back, Kit Harington is actually gonna be Moon Knight, which I'm not sure if you guys know.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's
Is
gonna be.
he a character whose superpower is in his butt cheeks?
Yeah, sure. That. And
The
it's
Mooner.
Moon. Yeah. But apparently she's going to be part of the Secret Invasion, which is a rogue faction of the shape-shifting Skrulls that were covertly replaced many of the superheroes on Earth as a form of global domination.
So all of them are going to be in the Marvel universe. Is this their way of getting back at the crappy writers who ruined the last season?
I don't know, but I find it interesting that they're doing it. I'm kind of glad to see Kit at least in it, because I think he'll do the Moon Knight very well.
I don't think him or
Do you want him to do the
Khaleesi
Moon
are
Knight
good
for you?
actors.
Yeah, I want him to do it for me.
Okay, take away his good looks. Is he a good actor objectively? I'm not trying to be a dick,
Not really.
but there are a lot of people in Game of Thrones who
He's good
can't.
looking, but I wouldn't.
Arya,
die for it.
So
Sansa,
I've seen
Jon,
him
and Daenerys can't act their way out of a paper bag in any other role.
Well, so I've seen him in, I think it was Pompeii, and he did pretty well for me.
It was Pompeii.
He
I mean,
did well
but
for
again,
you.
you also have to think
Like-
that it's also the writing too.
Wasn't
It
he
is.
in Peaky Blinders or something, or like one of those Netflix shows. He had his own. Like Jason Momoa had one. I tried to watch 5 minutes of it, and it was horrible.
But
I love him.
technically,
It was horrible.
every single one. There have been several people from Game of Thrones who have transitioned off to Marvel-related roles. Like we have Arya, who's now in New Mutants. And then I know it was
like the
terrible.
worst movie I've seen in my entire life.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, it was bad? I thought it was
I didn't like it at all. It was very
fucking bad. It was
crap
really bad.
Together. They could have did
Like,
so
I
much
stopped
more with the
drinking. I
characters.
stopped drinking because it was so bad. I was like, I gotta just stop. I just gotta really pay attention to how bad
Guys,
this movie is.
you made Beks stop drinking. That's how bad it was.
Yeah,
Get
I
your
would
shit
say
together.
that's bad on the battle meter. That's like,
It was really bad. Like, and I liked everyone in it, and I was still like, this is like the worst shit I've ever seen. Like the accents, all over the place.
I truly do feel like Game of Thrones had like the best actors and the worst actors.
Yeah, I mean there were a few. Obviously, we know that
But they were great in their
Hermione-
characters, though.
It was just well cast, but they just don't have longevity. A lot of people were good in period pieces.
Yeah.
They don't got the range to do the other stuff, you know.
Yeah. So Sansa is Jean Grey Phoenix, and
That was
then-
also really bad. The one of the other words. I don't know if
that
this movie
was
I've ever seen this anymore.
that was just bad.
So
because
bad.
It didn't make sense to anything they've already established. The whole time they just said,
No.
okay, for this one, we're just gonna.
I mean, they never had
Yeah.
continuity in X-Men. The X-Men films never had continuity.
It's
Ever.
like they just made the movie to make it, and it had
They
no
have
fucking
so
point.
much potential, and I will always go and watch it, but it always kind of falls short in terms of making a
Yeah.
full storyline that makes sense. Though I still prefer Marvel over DC.
That'll change.
like
I
when
think
you
that'll
pervert it
change
better,
though.
though.
Now that Marvel's doing X-Men in the near
Can't talk
future,
today.
but now that Marvel is in control of X-Men and Fantastic Four, I do expect it to be coherent. Whereas before, 20th Century Fox was just like, let's throw whatever sticks to the wall, we'll do. And half the X-Men films are excellent, and half of them are absolute shit. Logan, excellent. Days of Future Past, excellent. X2, excellent. First Class, excellent. But then,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
the first one, good.
Wolverine, if that was part of it, the first third or 2/3 of it was great.
Which
the
one?
last third was a shit show. The
Wait.
Wolverine, it started off so good.
Wait, which Wolverine?
Oh,
It's like
the
the
second
Wolverine.
one or the first one?
No,
I think it was the one before Logan. It's called the Wolverine.
The one in Japan. The one in
Oh,
Japan.
the one in Japan.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know how
I
else.
forgot about that.
I
movie.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that one because I remember Wolverine Origins, I think.
Yes, X-Men. Yes, that's the one I.
X-Men Origins Wolverine, that's what it was.
Where they ruined Deadpool.
Exactly, but they always make a joke about him covering up his mouth and whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the Wolverine though? Am I
No, that's the
crazy?
that's
Or
the
is
second.
it
That's the
other
sequel.
No, that's Origins, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then the Wolverine is when he's in Japan.
And then Logan.
And then we have Logan.
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
Which can I say
Logan
real
was
quick?
great.
Indiana Jones 5 is being directed by the same Mangold who did Logan. So I'm kind of excited for the fact that he took Logan and ended him on a great fucking note.
Yeah.
If he can take, maybe you guys aren't like old enough to really understand the importance of Indiana Jones to my generation, but the fourth Indiana Jones was horrific. They should have stopped at 3. But like, if you can take this aged character and end him on the same kind of beautiful note that Logan did, I'm actually super duper excited.
I
Do
don't
you
think
like the
that
directors that put them out the pasture?
I want to see.
That's why I love seeing
like
like going back to
that
Harry
it's done
Potter.
right.
I love seeing original cast come back and go out on a good note. Not
Yeah.
not like Star Trek Picard, not like the new Star Wars films. Like if you can do it in a good way, I love that. I'm so nostalgic. I sat in Logan, I fucking wept like a baby.
Yeah, Logan was sad.
When she turned that thing into an X,
When she what?
when she took the cross in his grave at the end
Oh,
and
yeah.
turned into an X, I'm like,
I was really butthurt during the movie. I was. No, they also used that movie to put down Professor Xavier, which is also
Yes.
oh.
God,
And
that
the way
was
that he like died in it, like he wasn't just a hero the entire time. Like that happens to so many amazing figures in history too, where like they're great and then just aging
wither
and
away.
senility ruins
And
them.
when Logan was
just
like, it wasn't
how
me.
They crafted that because we don't necessarily think of superheroes as aging or dying or, you know, facing some of the same things we go through, like dementia and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So to see that brought into that character and it kind of molded into his end, it just made it more real.
So perfect for like an anti-hero. Like you want the flaws. The flaws are what make the things interesting, not the Jean Grey has
It
no
also
personality.
brings him full cycle because obviously we've seen his younger self and like where he started, and then you're brought full cycle and you see this predominantly powerful character that everyone respects, brought down to this.
Did you guys ever watch Sheyne? Because I feel like that movie was referring to Sheyne, but it's like a famous Western, but I'd never seen it. I think they even had a clip from it. It's supposed to be like the best Western ever. But
yeah, I mean, he doesn't die at the end, but he does like that. Like growing up, all I ever heard was "Come back, Sheyne! Come back, Sheyne!" Like literally, when I was a kid on Sesame Street, Magic Mumford was like, "Come back, Sheyne! Come back, Sheyne!" And at 5, I was like, enough. But like that's from that movie. But it is kind of like one of the Western prototypes for everything that Westerns inspired later. It is very similar.
A basic classic, which I'm sure has haunted you all your life with your name, of course.
No one knows it anymore, though, so it's okay. I'm old enough now that everyone who knew it is dead.
Just you wait. We'll get them to watch.
Well, Rebecca, you're like an old soul, so you know these things.
It's on my list. Like I've wanted to watch it, but like The Searchers and like all the other like Westerns, like I'm working my way through those, but I just haven't gotten to Sheyne. I'm sure I'll hate it.
I can't wait because I'm gonna get all these texts. Come back, Sheyne. And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote it and take pictures the whole time.
Okay, so the easiest transition possible.
Oh,
I think it's Darius's turn.
It is.
Questionable.
Beautiful section today.
That was like, that made up for the last couple.
So let's stay with the. I had like 3 questions, but you guys.
You can ask all 3. Fuck it, we got time.
Okay. Well, then the first question, we're gonna stay with the superhero theme, and I guess my shirt.
Yes,
If you could have, this is a generic question, but if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And what would your superhero name be?
Ooh.
And I want your power and your superhero name.
Okay.
Hannah, what do you think? Isn't she cute? Isn't my pussy so cute?
I love that she keeps popping out, and I'm just like,
Well, between my cat and Tati's dog popping out, whenever she leaves the room, all of a sudden the bed starts moving and walking. It's so cute.
I guess I'm just gonna be fun with it. My superhero name is gonna be Yes Ma'am, and my superpower is making anyone do whatever I want.
I thought you were gonna be a potato.
Oh shit, that was a wasted opportunity.
Is it no takebacks or?
And I can turn into a potato when I want. So like if you're like my teammate, then I could turn into a potato and you could chuck me at someone. It's doable. Don't
Tater,
judge me.
did you notice in the thumbnail for last week's episode I put the literal potato? I found an image of a potato sitting on a couch with a bag of Doritos over your head. Did you notice that at all? I gotta send it to you again. I was so proud of myself for finding that. I was like, that's so Tater.
I don't know how this happened, but it's like, I feel like my life is potatoes. I feel like I should be compensated because I'm throwing down in the potato field.
Do you ever go to Five Guys?
Yeah.
You know how when you walk in they say where the potatoes are from? Are you ever like, I've arrived?
That's another missed opportunity. But I do go up to Toys for Tots, and I be like, I think I deserve a toy. They never find it funny. I think they need to know my name.
I find it funny.
That even took me a minute. I was like, wait,
It took me a minute too.
I got it, Tati. I feel you. All right, so you would be... Wait, what?
You said yes, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's very...
That's my superhero name, and my superpower is making anyone do whatever I want to do.
Okay, so my power would be the ability to create and hold on to any power that I want.
Oh, you're like the person who gets 3 wishes from a genie and wishes for unlimited wishes.
Yeah.
You're that motherfucker.
Tyler. She's Siler or
she's
Peter
just
from
Rogue.
Hero.
That's what
No. So I'm not Siler, I'm not Rogue. Why? Because they all can only hold on to it for so long. I would like the ability to consume a power and then keep it and hold on to it.
What was the
Rogue can
other
do
guy's
that.
name?
She did that to Captain Marvel.
Peter Petrelli?
I mean, she killed Captain Marvel when she did it, but she did it.
You're greedy.
That's true.
You're greedy.
No, I'm
You're
not.
greedy.
Oh, is that her superhero name? The superhero name is mine. I was like, mine.
Why don't you just say you want to be God? Like last week it was like, just say Thanos and you win. Why don't you just say I want to be God?
Don't be a hater just because you didn't think about it.
No, I know what I want to be.
I don't know about a name though. I probably would make it like something fire related.
Senorita Badass.
No, I wouldn't.
Phoenix.
You wouldn't do that?
I mean, but that's
Greedy Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, you have to
No,
put
definitely not a
the
greedy
Phoenix
Phoenix.
before you could take the name, and then that's too much work to start off your name.
The seer, like seer or the meat. I'm just continuing to see.
Seer.
No, because like you're burning it on and then it's like not removed. Like you sear a steak.
Oh.
I get that. Nah.
Wait, so you get all powers.
Captivation.
The vacuum.
The burn.
The
No,
sucker.
that's not a,
That sounds like something else. Sorry.
yeah.
The straw.
She's a different type of superhero.
Or maybe something around energy.
The chakra.
Well, you don't want to use the word suck.
It would be something like a vampire. It would be like a vampira or
No, energy vampire. That's what
it would be an energy vampire. Yeah.
Somebody translate that into like Latin or something. I'm sure
You
it'll
would be
sound better.
Chernobyl.
What?
She's only got one head.
I was gonna say she's not like mutating.
Okay. Who's
Cut,
next?
The maxi pad? The maxi pad.
With wings or without?
Absorbing.
With wings. Maxi pad with wings.
8 hours or more.
You know how the X-Men have the jet? We have Ashley.
It's invisible. This would be like the seamless panties. The seamless granny panties.
Okay. Beks.
This is taking a weird turn.
Okay. So I had a hard time trying to decide what I would want to be within the last 3 minutes that I've been asked this question. I really struggled. But I think the power I would want is to be able to be like the truest form of an artist. So anything that I imagine and want to create, I'd like to be able to do it. Because in my dreams, I'm making clothes and like
That's cool.
decorating rooms and shit. And so like if you could just make what's in your head the way that you want to make it without ever having to spend money or whatever, I feel like I could also help people imagine stacks of cash and give them a homeless center, stacks of cash for me, stacks of cash for my friends.
That lends itself into my power because I want to be able to do whatever I wanted to.
Which
I'm just
power?
trying to
Tell people I could fly.
Yeah,
Ashley, but you can do
I don't
everything.
want to steal people's powers. I want to just be able to make stuff that's in my head come to life, and then
I also said create. I don't necessarily have to steal it. I could steal it if I want. So maybe if you're like a bad guy and you have a power and I don't want you to have it anymore, bitch, it's mine.
I don't want to steal people's powers. I just want to make nice clothes
Ashley just wants to be
for
a
my
cheat.
head.
I did say that.
She wants to be God.
You want to be a cheat
Ashley's
code.
name is mine. The superhero name.
That's no.
That's your superhero name. Cheat code.
Cheat code.
Bex, would your name be the creator?
I was thinking about the animator because I also thought the perk of this also would be able to like make things come to life if I wanted them to.
I will say,
we have the same power.
I will say, Bex, though, that I feel that your power would create all types of calamity.
Mm-hmm.
You would just be giving money and things to people, and shit's just be gonna. It's
I
just gonna
wouldn't go
You could
all
be
out
Robin
for bad,
Hood.
but I would like make plants and I'd make really
That
cool
means you're gonna be
furniture.
like, if I get you drunk, you're gonna be like thinking of like what, dinosaurs.
Yeah, there'd be like 25 Henry Cavills.
That's a good point because
running
last
around.
week after Darius left, and there was like 4 of us,
Oh yeah.
Beks was like,
She's
I mean,
lit. It's great. There were lots of
Zach,
comments
I
about my
really
ass.
wish I had recorded that. Darius,
I played
you
the
missed a
fifth.
show.
I
You
don't
missed
remember
a
it.
to the point where like Ashley, me, and Tati, I was quiet.
No.
There's one thing that she could not get, like, she couldn't get over the one thing.
The height thing. She could not stop.
Oh yeah.
She couldn't stop. Because she's the tallest of the women, right? It's
Yes.
like it's
really
Beks,
upsetting.
it's Tati, and it's Ashley, and like she could not grasp her head around the fact that she was the tallest. She thought for sure she was the
would
shortest.
say-
In any case, it was literally an hour and 10 minutes of her freaking out that she was the tallest to the point where Ashley's boyfriend had to come in and like guess who was tallest, and she was mind blown that he got it right. It was just, it was.
Why
And
did you
also-
entertain her?
I will
Don't
say,
talk to her. She's evil.
no,
The
I,
monster comes out.
What's her
Don't-
name? Wait, what's her name? What can we call her?
I
I
don't know.
loved it.
I mean, it was
Whoever
great,
she
yeah.
is, like, I know it's a part of me, and I like have to let it out like once a
I would
month
say-
to do its thing.
It was
I would
Fran.
say Ava.
We're gonna
That's
call her
like more-
Fran.
The way that you acted was like me when the cameras are off.
No, it was worse than that. You know what?
I mean,
I'm naming her Fran
You see me
for Fran
when
Drescher.
cameras are off, and I know.
I guess
that
it
no one
is
recording.
Fran.
It's Fran.
Yeah, I think I forgot. I forget sometimes, but no, you weren't recording. That's the problem. Don't talk to me after.
Dude,
you're
I wish I
recording.
was. I wish I had recorded that
I-
so
Things were missed.
badly.
Miss.
Nah,
So
you already got
badly.
me for like 1 or 2 episodes where I was like, ooh,
Literally
I don't
all
remember
7
her.
previous
I was like, I gotta
episodes
shut this
and
off.
tonight are nowhere near as good as that hour and 10 minutes that she
Yep.
gave us after we hung up last week.
Yep.
After we finished
You
the
missed
show.
a lot, Darius.
It was.
I mean, no,
Fran
Darius,
is
you
the
didn't-
best.
You didn't miss it. I missed it too.
Rebecca's
I don't
fired.
remember
We
what
just
the
want
fuck I
Fran.
said. You gotta reel this in. You gotta have a play-by-play.
Your power should be remembering everything, everything you've
I think-
ever done.
I
Not-
think even if it was my,
That's not a superpower. That's a curse. Yeah.
It is. It absolutely
That
is.
is-
I thought you were going to say your superpower was not having hangovers.
Ooh.
No, I'm okay with those. They keep me alive. They make me stronger.
It's like the bitter
No,
with
I
the
do
sweet.
think-
Like I have like, oh, by the way, Bex, you actually have a girl. Did I tell you have a girl crush out there?
What?
My friend, who will go
Oh.
nameless, who's a straight woman, very straight. She's very straight. But she texts me. She's like, I think I have a girl crush on Bex.
I thought you just said your friend like thought it was funny or something.
Yeah, but she
Like funny and wants to like.
That kind of.
she also has a girl
That
girl
kind of
crush
funny.
on you. I didn't want to like make it awkward, but she also has a girl crush on you. You know who you are. You shall remain nameless. Love you. Thank you for watching.
Wait.
Bex's number is
I'll
555.
send you my OnlyFans.
Five,
thing.
5.
How do you say? How do you spell the Bunch Kawawa song? Is there? how do you-
B-O-M.
How do you spell it so I can
Space,
Spotify it?
B-O-M.
I think you just gotta do the sound effects.
H-I-C-K-A.
It's got to do that.
Wait, wait, wait.
What is it? Bayoam.
Alexa, play the Bunch song.
Isn't it bound chicka wow wow?
Yeah, she's like,
Wow.
Wait.
Or genuine pony.
Isn't that sexual healing or sexual healing?
Bound.
Is that what we're?
I don't know what this is.
Is it this?
Alexa, pause.
Play Alexa. Play the genuine pony
She
song.
can't hear you from here.
Genuine pony song.
I don't know what the hell I'm playing. Anyway, my superpower.
So if anyone knows in the internet world, what's the bound chicka wow wow song?
It's bow. B-O-W and then chicka.
So
Then
apparently
wow, wow.
there's a Chico
Right.
Bonbon character.
I like that Chico stick. I like
It's
that.
Laffy
Yeah,
Taffy.
okay, Tater.
Can we take a moment to reflect on how this show started and where we are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like how we can unwind,
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially when I can remember it.
When you can unwind.
All right, so what's your name
And when
as your
Darius is
superpower?
here to suffer.
Yeah. No.
Circling back.
So she's the Fran, clearly.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm the animator.
She's the animator.
Oh,
I already
Yes.
have the
Which
drug
I
power.
like the name.
I don't
Mine
need
is
that
simple. I would be called the Changeling. Mad respect to Odo, and you guys don't get it because you're not cool. but I would be a shapeshifter. I would be a
Like a fairy?
shapeshifter. No, a
Shapeshifter?
shapeshifter.
Okay.
Because then I could impersonate anybody. So, like, if I wanted to be like President Biden, I could pass a
I knew
bunch
it
of
was gonna go
laws.
political. I was like, okay.
But really,
course.
in reality, I really just want to be a.
Yeah, I was like, why can't your superpower then just to be a?
Because I also would like to be a bird and fly.
Oh, okay, I see. You're okay, variety. I got it.
Right?
Change
Yeah.
it to, you're gonna change it to young
But
Mark Hamill
but let's face it,
and
like
redo the Star Wars latest.
I would redo Star Wars, and I would redo game. I would become like an executive of HBO Max and be like, "We need subscribers, new Game of Thrones, give everyone $1 billion." I would make the world a better fucking place. While 5 out of 7 days.
You know what? I firmly believe that's what you're destined to be, Sheyne. I think that this would be the best version of your life. Like, I think
so
you could make
would.
such great change.
You understand me,
I see you as a and every time I look at you, I'm just like,
Fran? I love you.
Guys, I think we're gonna have to cut that.
Your superpower.
I will keep it in because I'm not afraid to look stupid. I'm gonna go pee right now and bring the microphone with me. Let's go.
drunk Sheyne. Drunk Sheyne always makes me look better because I don't ever get drunk.
I didn't even know that came off that late.
I didn't.
We're gonna be able
Oh, I can always get it off. This is all Darius' fault for asking that question.
Yeah, wait. Darius, what's your
No.
superpower?
This is Darius' fault. We're mad at you now.
I don't have a superpower.
What?
I'm boring.
No, we're done.
Your superpower is
I'm not
love.
gonna ask questions anymore.
It's love.
No. I don't know. I'll be boring. I guess it'll be because of this shirt. I'll keep it at super speed, but my name will be Chocolate Thunder, and that'll be that.
You sure you don't want to have like the power of heart? That's who you remind me of. Like,
No.
I really hope that they do. I really want them to do a Captain Planet like reboot because I feel like
I'd be for it. Alive.
With Don Cheadle.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say like I want.
Hold on.
Harry
They've
to
already
be,
done
like,
a live action Winx. I'm pretty sure we can get a live action Captain Planet.
Yeah,
We
so I
kind
watched
of need
it on
it,
Netflix.
you know.
What was that? What did you guys think? Because I didn't read any of that shit.
Of what?
The what?
Are you talking about the Winx Fairy saga? Because I
Yeah.
don't know why I watched
don't know what that
but
is.
I did.
You watched it?
I'm
I
old.
didn't watch it.
I used to watch it when I was a kid, like on
I knew
and
that.
off.
I knew that there was a cartoon, but
I
I
didn't
Oh, it's a
watch
cartoon.
it
watch a cartoon.
Yeah, enough to like know stuff.
It's a cartoon.
I have been watching. If anyone knows this cartoon, actually, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Hell yeah, that is very you.
I
Don't you
fucking
like
love
it?
it? Fucking love it.
Like the way I imagine you.
Billy is like my inner being. Like he is me. I am
Oh, I
him.
thought you'd be like
You-
him and Mandy mixed together.
Yeah, I
No,
thought so.
no,
Yeah,
Billy.
no.
I mean,
yeah.
Billy is you after. Mandy's more like before.
yeah.
Gotta
But Billy is just like he's like the epitome of like the child that you're just like.
He's just like
badass
so
kid.
adorable, and he's an oaf, and he's lovable.
Oh no, he's also a badass kid, and I mean he knows it, and I mean it's cool because you know they're with the Grim Reapers, so fuck it.
Right.
You
I
know?
like the Grim Reaper.
I love
Yeah,
it. Yeah, I
It was a
love
good
those-
cartoon.
I
I
like
didn't like the way it was animated as a kid because I was like, ew, they're not cute enough. But then the more I'd watch it with my little brother watching it, I was like, this is really funny when I look back.
I just like that.
Shane, do you know what we're talking about?
Nope.
Okay.
Billy and Mandy, Grandpa.
Just like the
I'm applying for my AARP right now, so leave me alone.
There's certain cartoons
You
like
shifted your camera.
Bonnie Bravo
Bring it back, bring it back.
today.
I really need to use the restroom, and I'm terrified.
Why would you be terrified, Bex? No one got caught peeing.
No, you love that like
It's so funny.
torture, humiliation porn. I've seen what you haven't cut out. I've seen what you haven't.
Yeah,
cut
I know. There are some things that we're like, huh?
out.
What haven't I
why'd you
cut
do
out?
that?
Like last episode, like the whole first half, where I'm like, should I leave this on or should I put this on? Sleeves or no sleeves?
You know what? You do you, boo boo. But that was cute though.
I think I remember
Was it
one
though?
part of an episode
Yeah.
where it's like you guys should have just put a picture over my head because I was just like.
I mean, okay, let's take a vote. Who has embarrassed themselves the most on this show?
It's definitely me. It's not even like contestable.
We all know
and then
I have been
Shane gets second, but I get first.
second.
Do you want to be
Rebecca,
first?
you're funny. I'm just a fucking idiot.
No, I think we all have our.
I feel like
Darius, like, I'm out of this. Look at me. I'm
Darius
praying.
is in
we
last.
all have
Yeah,
our
Darius is
favorites.
Where would you put
But
me?
the day he does, is going to be a big deal.
Darius, I would say Darius is the most conscious of making sure that nothing.
He's like, I'm a deacon.
Because he'll be really quiet, and he's like,
Exactly. It's like,
I don't
not
think
today,
Ashley's
and
ever
that's
embarrassed
not
herself.
me today.
I feel like I have.
I don't know. I don't think you have. I think you're just.
You always want to keep it
Wait,
together.
Bex, don't you have to go pee?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, but
We're
I
not
was
gonna
just
talk.
trying to
Just leave your headphones there.
Wait,
Or your
look.
mic
And
there.
also close the door.
Oh, you're muted.
It was just
No,
the
we
TV.
can hear you. I got you.
Oblivious Rebecca. Oh, there she goes. You know, I do the time code in the description on YouTube. I'm just going to put like a time code, like absolute shit show for like 45 minutes. And then I'm not even going to bother.
You could just do the
This is what happens when Darius asks a question.
No, don't blame me.
Can you do like a fast forward
This
part?
has nothing to do
Are we
with
still-
I do that. Yeah, I do that for every episode. If you look on the YouTube, clearly you haven't. And
No.
it's every segment is broken up. I actually do the time codes as I'm editing.
I knew.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean like in between. So like when we have bits that you want to cut out, can you just like fast forward it really fast, like and get to the next segment?
I could, but then it would be like
What would be the fun
7
in
more
that?
hours of rendering and
I mean,
exporting.
we're just be a cheat code, but
Guys, I'm really sad.
there's
No
no
more
more
chocolate covered pretzels.
Ashley, finish your book.
Next
I
year,
feel your
we can't
pain.
hear you.
Please
I said,
don't.
I'm sorry that you couldn't hear me too
You
much.
could have made me feel better about it if you just.
Tatiana, did you hear me at some point say "Tinkle Tinkle Little Star"?
That
No,
was
I
funny.
didn't have the headphones in my ear while I went, but it was
You know what's really shitty? She said that right after I stopped recording the first segment. It was the funniest moment of the night.
It was.
It was like Fran last week after we finished. Not everyone got to hear
After
it.
we finish, Fran and I. So wait, what did you
Oh,
do
wait.
for your dresser, Shane?
Your
You
Fran,
were
your
my crush.
alter ego is Fran.
God. It's like I hate her and I love her all at once because it's like she's so fun. She makes so many friends, but then I'm like, you broke the stripper pole. Like, get it together.
Did anyone see my thumb? Does anyone
Yeah,
look at the
but-
thumbnail picture I sent?
Situation that
What'd you say?
Who?
What did Shane say?
I was
Yeah.
just saying Beck's moment was very specific. I wanted to know more about how she broke a stripper pole, but whatever.
I was
It was more
gonna
of an
say
example. I haven't lived through that yet.
after volleyball, we went to a bar in the Lower East Side, and it had 2 stripper poles on it, and I was thinking of Beks.
Oh my god, I love that. Wait, what bar is that? Because I like the
Wait,
Lower East
wait.
Side
You would think
bar.
of Beks instead of like being like, hey, let me see how strong I
just
am.
think that
I've always thought about
I
the
feel-
classes, but I haven't done any. Have you guys?
I have actually thought about it, but I know I don't have enough core strength yet for that, so.
you know,
Okay.
that's how you get it, right? I want to be the person that makes it rain in that situation.
Post-COVID,
Hell yeah.
post-vaxes, we're going to do a remote segment where the 3 of you take stripper pole lessons.
The fuck?
No,
you
all
want-
5 of us.
No.
All 5
But
of
I
us.
won't do it on camera.
Okay, all 5 of us. Darius, you're down, right?
I was gonna say I don't want to embarrass you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling like
Darius,
you're
like, I've been doing my
like a
Kegels.
lesson here.
Did you say you've been doing your Kegels?
Darius
I
has been
didn't
doing
say
his
that. Shane
Kegels.
said that. Shane said that. I said no such
Well,
thing.
But Darius has
I'm
been silent and
conscious
kind of
of my
squinting
brand.
really hard and then not squinting and relaxing.
He's like, watch me pick up a dollar without using my
That's why he
hands.
wasn't talking. Is he's been working on his
Like-
pelvic floor? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah,
Question number 2.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll cut that.
Well,
But it was funny.
Jade, I feel redeemed.
Episode is gonna be like 10 minutes of us just saying hi to each other, and that's about
Really?
an episode.
Ashley, what did you just
have to
send us?
figure out, like, We should put like a really embarrassing cartoonist sticker over every part that's like, nope, nope, nope.
Oh, is this the bar with the stripper pole, Ashley?
Yeah.
2 stripper poles. I heard her. I don't know
Yeah.
that one. I haven't
And
seen
there's
it.
a TV in the
Like,
middle.
you would, yeah, I feel like you would be able to jump between the two, like.
It's not
on your
Nurse
legs.
Betty.
Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where Ashley was thinking that Rebecca should dance.
No, it wasn't
Really?
that.
I was about to say, there's only
It
one
doesn't,
pole.
it doesn't look like that.
I never said I had rhythm or I don't have rhythm. I'm not good at dancing.
As long as you have that chair, you
You're
can do
still wondering
anything.
how you were volunteered to do this.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
question
I
2.
would for a buck, but
We'll all
I'm not
do
saying
it.
that.
We're all gonna go do a stripper pole class, and Darius will
or
put
like,
us
you know,
all
like
to
the ones
shame.
with the silks and the ribbons and stuff. Like I just want to be able to like
Ooh,
know that I can
you
do
mean
like
Aerial
the
yoga?
It's like Circus de Soleil kind of
No.
thing, where they're like wrapped around in the ribbon.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, Tati. Like what?
because I'm scared of heights.
Circus de Soleil, Soleil,
Cirque.
Soleil.
No,
Shake my
Cirque du
du chemin.
Whatever that weird circus is.
No, Cirque. Cirque du Soleil.
Oh no. I mean, yeah, fuck them too, but
Filet
I don't know, it's like-
mignon.
For that big non.
Also, there's
Tati, look, read this.
Fish fillet.
Cirque du Soleil,
Gee.
not circus.
Cirque.
It's a circus. I mean, if you watch it,
It's a fancy circus.
I stand
By the way,
with
this
my
show
You're talking
was
about
amazing.
Aerial yoga.
I mean, I haven't done any.
I
of
think
that.
you're talking about aerial yoga.
I've done like burlesque classes and
I would
those were
love to
fun.
do those.
They had them. My boyfriend got them for me for I think my birthday, and they were fun and all different types of people and sizes, and I had a good time. It's just like I need something that I would do routinely because I have no rhythm and I barely got a soul. So like,
I would love
I
to
know.
do like
I
dance
know.
classes at some point, but I've never been able to find a class that's like worth the money.
can all of you actually like dance and stuff? Because like I legitimately I can't dance. Like I can have a good time. Depending
People
on how
have
much tequila
told
is in
me
there,
I
but-
can dance, but I don't. I feel like I would like more guidance.
the epitome of my dancing is moving my hips because of Spanish music. So it's like that's the one thing you learn, and then that's as far as I got.
I just fake
So,
it.
Wait,
yeah, no.
I mean, make it until you make it. That's basically
good.
where I started.
But like I can't do salsa, bachata, anything that like you could. They'd be like,
Bachata.
yes, she's
about to say-
actually. Yeah, I know. I'm doing my American voice right now. That's
Bitch,
Took a
Chata.
ballroom dancing class, and
the merengue.
that was
Wait,
one of my
so you're-
college classes.
your boyfriend
Can I
bought
have
you
some
burlesque
pork
classes?
Yeah, he
Can we
makes
say
smart decisions.
people who buy gifts for themselves and give it to other people for 500, Alex? Lady's dead.
No, it wasn't dirty. Like it was just like it was fun. Like he knows how much I like. Like if I could do anything that was like not saving animals or some shit, like I'd love to be like a burlesque troupe leader or something and like direct
I
all the
could see
little
that.
shows.
So that would be
Like,
a
I
real
think that'd be
superpower then.
I like telling other people
Yeah.
how to like dance
It's-
sexy because I have no rhythm.
Would
Hump
that be
this
like a?
chair. Do a little thing with your hands.
Would that be like the epitome of like a mama hen for Is
Oh,
that
Yeah, or like like the brothel moms, like kind
yeah,
of.
that's what I was thinking. You're like, I'll take care of you, baby. You gotta work for me, bitch.
Girl, you're hired. No, I would love to like
Look at
do
Darius.
shows where like they're all dressed up like lobsters, but they're sexy, like
Ooh,
like
sexy
funny,
lobsters?
sexy.
I'm changing drunk Rebecca's name from Fran to Heidi Fleiss.
I don't even know what that means.
Fuck you, people are young. God damn it. Old people in the audience. The girl who has a crush on you just got that and laughed her ass off. Anyway, go on.
An older woman. Wait, so
Oh, wait, you're finding
can
out
you tell
more
her to
about
teach
this
me?
before
Wait,
you hire.
yeah, can you tell her to teach me how to cougar?
Teach me how to cougar.
She's not
It's
that
no
old.
longer teach me how to Dougie. It's teach me how to cougar.
I'm trying to plan for my future.
Darius, question 2.
I don't think she's gonna teach you how to cougar. I think she's gonna cougar you.
Nope.
That's
I'm
fine.
much more interested in where this conversation is going
I want to be a
than asking my
coach.
question.
Darius, question 2.
I mean, if she
Question.
likes me, then I already think she's
Question.
great.
She got great taste.
Clearly, yeah, exactly right.
All right,
It's
all
like-
right, cougar come.
Humility is so attractive.
All right, Cougar Cub, you gotta calm down. Darius, question 2.
Sorry, I got like a weird email, and I was like, I don't know where that came from.
It was like, we're watching you in the show. You're no longer a deacon, and kick that guy out of your wedding.
So, if you were a toy, lines out the gutter.
I love that all of us went there.
As soon as I
Question
said it,
3.
Oh God.
Darius.
I didn't go anywhere with this. I have no. I don't know.
Oh, shut up.
I'd be a Jack in the Box.
If you were a toy, what accessories would you come with? What two accessories would you come with?
Shayne's
Sheyne is gonna die.
handcuffs and a charger.
I was a toy.
Butt
Two
plug,
accessories,
handcuffs.
No.
Whip.
If you
Lube.
guys were
Like if we were
toy
Barbie
baby-
Anal beads.
You could have said,
whatever.
like, if you were a
Action
Barbie
figure.
doll, like, what?
No, if you were an action figure or a Barbie doll, if that's the route you want to go,
No, you
what
said
two
a toy.
accessories would you come with?
Yeah.
Well, I'm amending it.
Oh.
I'm amending
Too late.
it.
I can edit this however I want.
Okay.
No.
I would come with a pair of heels.
I can't. Oh, Shayne's gonna leave the mic on. This poor guy. It's like I know the triggers.
Okay, guys, we'll see. Maybe next week. We'll see. But
That was
Maybe
so
next week Shayne
innocent
will-
that it was such a trigger for him.
If I was any toy with accessories, I would come with you. Barbie from OnlyFans.com.
Would you have one of those buttons that says "Try me"?
Oh god, and Ashley,
my
your
God.
name is Ashley. You'd be like the
Yeah.
product from Ashley Madison.
Oh.
Or actually,
It's not a lie.
okay,
Sit on me.
so the two accessories.
How did Darius come up with the dirtiest questions?
Oh,
I'm trying to rephrase this in a way that you can't find
Right.
it dirty, and in my head
Right.
I'm like,
I would be packaged with.
I was gonna say.
No, I would be packaged with.
Oh, that's
No.
true. Yeah, that's a good
Your
point.
That's still.
no. Okay. So it would be a pair of heels and my softball gear.
What would your
Nice.
two accessories be? There we go. And then we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, heels
Um,
and my softball gear.
Mine would be no, I can't say that. Wait.
It would be potato head.
I was yes.
Yes.
I messed up. I don't remember anything.
A notebook to write this down on.
And yeah, some common sense and batteries because everyone needs batteries.
Tati, you could be an easily baked oven. You could be easily baked.
That was so good. Okay, wait, we gotta edit this all out, and I would be
No.
an easily baked oven.
That's a good one, Tati. I'm glad
That
you
is
came
a
up with
good
that.
one.
So brilliant.
Myself.
Now I gotta think of what.
Somebody's gonna have to be like a. I don't
What would
know.
you? Hold on. What would you put in your oven though?
Some butter.
Oh yeah, like lube it up and stuff, right?
Oh, don't be so obvious. You had to have the innuendos.
Like a Neville. Have you ever had a Neville casserole?
Oh,
No, can I have
Sounds
one of those now?
sounds a little scrumptious to me.
Maluma flautas.
Is that-
Momoa cake.
I don't like being a toy.
Play
You
with
don't like being used properly to make baked goods.
You make the small people happy.
Small people.
I mean, because it is a small slot that you have to like stick these things in, right? And they come out and they're pretty small too, right?
Are you talking about the little Play-Doh machines?
Oh,
No, I'm talking about the easy thing.
Talking
Isn't
about
there
the
like
cake.
a tiny little slot that's like this big, and then you have like the little spatula to like put it in?
Can you actually eat the stuff you put in there? Because I think
I made tiny little pizzas from
I
it.
fucking hate every single one of you right now.
Anything that comes out of
That
that
I was
oven
like
is edible.
for.
Stop!
Wait, so when you put it in, does it actually come out hot? I'm actually being innocent right now. Does it come out hot? And
It
then just
does
like,
come out pretty hot, like it's lukewarm kind of hot.
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
like
edible.
It is edible. Anything that comes out of that oven's edible.
You could like smell it, but like if you like
It's not
chewed it
like
up and
a-
swallowed it, it'd be a bad idea.
No,
No, but you
I
can
mean,
chew it up and swallow
Darius,
it
what
and
did
just
you
like
do?
consume it and it'd just be really delicious,
No,
like in your
wait.
mouth and stuff. But
people have eaten worse. I'll just tell you that.
You know,
I
Darius.
when I made like Pop Tarts.
I think I made cookies and I think I made a tiny little pizza on it, but it does come out hot. It's not hot enough so like a child can burn themselves.
Darius looks like LeVar Burton on Star Trek right now.
No, Cyclops.
No, fuck that. Jordy.
Darius, you have to tap the side and just go
He's doing earmuffs. He needs the safety times.
Oh,
I'm gonna stay like I can't.
Darius, you have to touch the side and then a beam comes and
No.
are you guys gonna edit that in? Is that what's gonna happen? Do it.
He's
From now on,
LeVar
we
Burton.
edit everything out. Censor.
Censorship.
McCarthy era. Fuck, what toy would I be? I think either I'd be like a magic mirror. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but I think it sounds cool. Or I would be a light bright. I know it's lame.
Oh, that's my nickname.
It's kind of cool.
I like the smell of the burning
Seriously.
glass and plastic.
They
Where did you
Oh.
pick this up, Ashley?
I feel like
People be plugging you in?
No. Oh no, they be lighting me up. When I was in college, we did a best dance crew like event, and
So
they
you
were-
do dance.
yeah. So
This is what this
They were-
episode is
they were-
like. Me and LeVar Burton just looking at each other like, what are you talking about?
you just want to like drop that.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I've met famous people.
I'm so cool.
Look, he's met. I know you.
I met
you know,
Kunta
you think about it
Kinte.
from Star Trek, but no, reading Rainbow. Okay, that is.
You don't have to take my word for it. He might be the new Jeopardy host.
I heard.
I would
perfect.
love.
I'm excited. I'm so excited
I'm
for
so
that. I would
for it.
want it.
I paid $35 to have a
All the
conversation
time.
with him.
He was trying to help the whole generation with reading, so it would only be good that he would test.
I can't
people's
read so good, but
intelligence.
he helped me.
No, you can't say that. He didn't help you.
Hooked on phonics worked for me.
Okay, Beks.
Yo, baby can read.
So at some point, they were trying to give us all like nicknames for said dance crew, and they went through light bright, bright light, café con leche.
So are they trying to tell you you're pale?
Yes.
Oh.
They would always say or Snow White. That was the other one. Oh, wheat bread was also another one.
That's
'cause
fucked
I'm
up.
The whitest Hispanic they've ever seen. So
Ow.
Oh, okay. I was
It's
about
sad
say
to
wheat
hear,
bread.
but I'm also
Yeah,
like,
the wheat bread one
I guess
was-
I'm not the only
I
person
think
who's
I
dealt
do
with
count.
that in my life.
oh yeah. But also light bright and bright light was supposed to be like how happy I am all the time and how smart I was. So I like those a little bit more than the other ones.
Okay. Those aren't so shabby.
No, my nickname was, "Hey, get out of the way."
Get out the way, get out the way.
Did
Only
every-
because of the song.
Wait, Darius, what toy would you be?
Wait, did you answer that?
No.
No,
He doesn't
don't
want
make
to be
him
played
make a
with.
answer. You already know what.
Oh.
I think he
Oh.
would like to be played with.
Oh.
No.
I
No, he wouldn't.
I think
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
should I okay,
There you go.
let's take a vote. Should I connect it to my last answer or be like original?
Just do it to whatever feels right.
Where's your heart at, you toy man?
No. Mm-mm.
He would be
It
like
all sounds nasty.
he would be
Yeah, take a
like
guess.
Buzz Lightyear or
Can't fly, has all the
what's-
aspirations.
yeah, he wants to fly high.
Does Tati have to pee again?
No, I'm
Yes, she does.
If you turn this way like you're gonna exit.
You did this. You did like you did like a wait
She
no.
knows she hasn't told
Okay.
me.
Then she was like, "Hang on, guys, I need
off camera,
I need
but
to go
my
to the
name is
bathroom."
Elena J, okay? So
Huh?
she's
Oh,
passing it.
got it.
Do I have to cut that out? Do I have to cut that out?
Yeah.
Do I have to cut
You
that
have to
out?
cut out the stuff that could get someone unemployed.
You know how long this is gonna take to edit
No.
because of you people?
Because because of you. What do you mean by?
You know what I mean.
What do you mean, you people?
Lots of oh.
I would be.
Sandra O. Oh, saving.
But Darius, what would you
you're
be? I gotta
frozen,
think
you're
about it.
sad.
I haven't had a chance to
Like
think about it.
popped off.
I asked you guys these questions, and I'm like, I don't even know what.
Like, you see, that's how I felt when I was asking my questions, because I definitely didn't have answers. I just wanted to hear
everybody's gone.
that comes out of your guys' mouth.
That is so
What?
unlike
What,
me
Beks?
because I was like, oh, I'm asking the questions and I know my answers beforehand. So
Yeah, I would know my
that part.
answer, and then I'd pretend it just came to me after I asked you. Like, oh,
No, I have absolutely no idea.
Well, next week Beks is asking a question, so
I'm gonna.
she won't remember she has to ask them. But
come
I'm
with
gonna
this.
stand on my chair
The
and ask.
Bible.
Wait.
wait, you're saying the Bible is a toy?
Wait,
I
when
would
I
come.
ask
This is
questions,
my accessory.
You're saying-
Oh, you know what? It would be
wait
the
a minute.
Bible
What
and a
kind
candle.
of toy? Wait, what
And
kind
a
of toy
candle.
are you? What
And a
kind of
candle.
toy are
Candle,
you?
yeah.
A Bible and a candle.
No.
kind of
I
toy?
would throw this.
And
I would
he
throw
has
this
a
to
motion where his
It's like
arm goes
Arsonist
this with the
101.
candle.
He has hand clapping action.
And it'd be like, try me, and his arm would be the one sticking out, and it'd just be the motion of him throwing the candle.
So candle,
So wait,
Bible, and baby powder, right? Just a little
what do you
bit.
got? What?
Stop.
Oh, and donuts! He would have the picture of the donuts on the back.
No,
Donuts are not a toy.
Let's not act like he advocates for donuts because he doesn't like donuts.
He
I've
gave
never
up on
seen
the
him eat a
donuts.
donut.
No, it's true.
Oh, there's donuts downstairs. Best believe I'm gonna eat one after this.
Oh,
Now I'm jealous.
actually a little jealous. Yeah,
I
me
live
too.
across the street from a
Fuck.
Dunkin' Donuts.
So
And they're
look, I'll
closed.
ask you guys. What do you guys think my accessories would be?
I said the baby powder.
Accessory.
I would definitely say donuts.
I would feel like it would be
So
like
now
that.
I'm
you
gonna
know,
do to Sheyne what he always does to me. Sheyne, you've known me the longest.
You would be one of those you would be one of those action figures that would like have lights that come right behind it, so it seems like you have a glow.
Ooh,
You would have
you
headphones.
would
You
have
would
like
have
the
headphones. You would
interchangeable
have
like
headphones.
I
you'd
would-
have the interchangeable outfits. So you'd have like the deacon outfit with the Bible attached, and then you'd have like
Ooh,
the
and then
separate outfit.
it'll be like
with the
reversible,
headphones and the donut. Like
It'll be a reversible outfit so that he can like dress in his street clothes afterwards.
Oh, like
and then it's
Superman. Just like,
exactly.
yeah, you
Like-
gotta put the glasses on, and suddenly you're like a completely different person.
but like still doing good on both sides.
Does this seem like a Constantine kind of thing going on? Is that what we would do?
Ooh, he could totally be a Constantine.
Yeah, but then it'd be like a Bible and like what?
And
But then he'd be
like,
from hell,
That's
though.
not
just
nice.
him knowing Latin.
A Beyonce CD.
I wish.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't Constantine from hell though?
He is.
Yeah.
No, he goes
And-
into hell.
Yeah, he goes into
Hmm,
hell.
Oh.
He goes in there and he's just like, I'm in your hood, bitch.
I'm the best toy ever.
Like,
Okay, I would be, when I was a child.
you'd be
Now-
a canceled toy.
No, I wouldn't be on the
Something
island
that
of misfit
electrocutes
toys.
small children.
No, I'm gonna be very sweet here. When I was a kid, I had to get ear surgery. I'm like 25% deaf in one of my ears. I don't know which, and I think it's my right ear. And they had to fix my eardrums. So when I was a kid, they used to have toys for the kids to play with in the pediatrics ward. And one was this garage that like you would like crank in the car, little cars that go up the elevator and go down like the
Oh,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
And like
I
ding,
remember that.
you remember those
I
things?
remember that.
And I remember
Those are
being
cool.
like, oh, I don't remember it, but I remember my stories from my mother. Be like, I really love the toy, but she couldn't afford to get it. So all the nurses pulled their money and they bought me the toy to take home. I'd be that toy. My accessories would be the cars. Look,
Yeah, they have the cool ones now with like a
Yeah,
Tyrannosaurus
I
Rex.
can be
that's
sweet.
what
Shane with the feelings.
Okay, but
That wasn't dirty.
it wasn't what toy you were going to be. It was what accessories would come with your toy.
The little micro machine cars.
Car.
The little
And
cars.
the other car.
The cars.
The cars.
Well,
Wait,
I
wait,
thought
wait,
All right.
Shane could have been
Would you
Play-Doh.
Shane, would you be the track or would you be the cars in that?
The question is, do you want to drive or do you want to be ridden on?
I want to be
Oh.
the elevator that gets cranked up and then goes ding when it's up.
That's my
And then it has to go back
Ding.
in at some point, right?
What's our
That's
time?
literally my easy big other.
No, we're definitely at like.
We have time for
and then
literally
embarrass
one more
themselves without
question.
me.
Oh,
We'll
it
have
is-
to do the game next week because we're way over.
No. We don't have time for this question.
All right, Ashley, do you want to do the game real quick then? Or do you want to do it next week? We'll do it next week.
Yeah, let's
Just say
do
no.
next
Just say
Well,
no with
guys,
your eyes.
You sure you don't have time for one more question?
No,
I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
All right.
I'll ask it off air.
Well, next week, Rebecca asks
Maybe
the
next
questions. Maybe next week, Beks will ask the
Did
questions.
you kill that woman?
Did you have sexual relations with that woman?
Yes. I'm gonna get a cigar and everything.
Well,
Hey,
what
you
do we
did
know?
with Sheyne's friend.
What? Oh.
Maybe
That's
next
to
week
be
we'll find out if that's gonna happen or not.
Maybe next week the lesbian love affair will be revealed.
Dun,
Ooh,
dun,
maybe
dun.
next week we'll find out.
Maybe next week Beks will be like, yeah, fuck this shit.
You get like telenovela music in the background.
Like what the like?
No. Maybe next week
Oh.
Beks will remember being Fran.
Maybe next week Beks will learn about all of her chair dances.
Maybe next week.
Darius will stick around so that no one acts a fool.
Maybe next week people will take off their headphones and leave them at their desk.
Maybe next
Maybe
week.
next week someone will take. Maybe next week it'll
Maybe
be number
next week
2.
everybody will flush 4 times or else.
And maybe next week somebody will close the door when.
Maybe next week we'll hear the sink go off afterwards.
I mean, but she did take a one time.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
I assume she was.
Maybe next week.
I
Sheyne
just
will
on mute
finish
by
the
the
whole
time
bottle.
I get back.
I did finish all bottle. Almost.
During this episode?
I'm almost done. Yeah, I opened it for this
Damn.
episode. I do like a bottle a week for this show. This is like when I drink, and then tomorrow my poops are all gray.
Maybe next week we'll hear a little bit more about Sheyne's shitting patterns.
Maybe next week Darius will start some shit with his questions.
Well, he's not asking the questions, so maybe next week Beks will start some shit with her questions.
Oh no, we know.
I really do think Bex's questions will be the most
Maybe
tame.
off of that one.
That's not even
I'm gonna just dig into childhood trauma and get in deep.
You might get yelled. Maybe next week, if you do that, you'll get yelled at by Ashley for being too serious.
Don't you want to change question?
Yeah, I'm gonna be really serious and ask about politics.
No.
Oh my
I don't like
God.
talking about politics.
You're gonna cry at the last time Sheyne asked questions. No.
Yeah. Shane was like, "What's your deepest, darkest regret?" And everyone's like,
Oh my gosh, yes.
"Yeah, you're the reason why." I have to
Everybody
fool." I'm
cried,
like,
and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, of my 4 friends who watch this, all of them are like, you know what? I love you guys. Like, you guys bared your souls.
After that episode, I did feel like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that happened because like sometimes I feel like I'm definitely taking the love away, and now we put it right back.
No, definitely
Put a
not.
little roller coaster.
All right. Well, I
We've been
guess
hanging out for like 2 months.
this is episode 8. 7 weeks. We've
And
been
we
doing this for
still
7
haven't
weeks.
Need in person.
Can I just say that after 7 weeks of doing this show, everyone has showed up, everyone has given their all, and it's a very refreshing change for me. We're used to people just dropping off of projects, and I love you all as a result of it. I love you all in general, but like I love you all as a result of it. It's amazing. Best part of the
Can you
week.
please cry?
Yes,
Can you cry?
definitely.
We're not recording any of this nice stuff. Are we?
I am.
Yeah.
We have Darius hasn't signed us off yet, so I don't necessarily think he should after he started all that shit with his questions. Though.
I didn't.
Darius.
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was
Alright,
doing.
guys.
That's
He knew
why-
exactly what
What
toy
toy
would you
would
be,
you be?
what accessories
Oh.
would you be, how would you make someone climax? Like that's fucked up, Darius.
And on that note,
Is that your thought process and where it takes you?
maybe I can't even do it.
Wow. He's gonna take us to the finish line now.
Maybe
We're gonna limp to the.
All of it sounds like innuendo.
He's gonna
now.
take you right to the top and then
Yeah.
stop.
we're gonna limp there. So we'll see you all tomorrow. We'll see you all tomorrow.
No.
The next day.
Maybe.
Or maybe next week.
Goodbye.
Bye, friends. Bye, secret stalker person.
And we're out.